the interwebs connection again.
Oh, let's see. Let's hope this actually goes live and it actually works and without buffering
Look at
the
that.
pleasure. Okay, we're on. I see people. Yay!
Yay!
It is back online. Barely.
Woohoo!
We had to resort to old school measures. Jesus, my Manicam doesn't seem to want to work consistently. Every now and then on the stream, it'll show up my icon.
Yeah.
Still shitting itself. Hey, Brooks.
Yep.
Hey, Morton. And
Hi.
Chia. I broke up by walking in.
I guess I don't
Renee.
need to have the old chat open, do I?
No, probably not.
No.
Hopefully that, or unless they're still there, but I wouldn't imagine they'd
Yeah.
still be
Well,
going.
I threw the link in, so
Cool.
in case there's anybody left over. Plus,
Hey, DRP. I know. I even had a shout out to you on the old setup. I don't know if you noticed. It was there for a moment or so. Why is Josiah still not in with us, by the way?
I do not know. He has not talked to me.
What are you doing, Jay?
On Twitter, he could say on Twitter. Like, just saying. Some
What are you
people's
saying?
children.
Hey, Adi. How you doing?
Surprise!
See, like, yeah, the first surprise, obviously, is that Nadine is showing everybody her boobs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if anyone
my
noticed
hair,
that.
my hair's in my hair's in the way. Sorry. Yeah.
Show those nipples.
Fix that
Breathe.
little bit better. You know.
Your boobs remind me of like if Hajime Suriyama was just starting out doing hers. For those who don't know, that's a Japanese fetish artist. Awesome art. Does a lot of robot art and bondage art and stuff like that. Super cool.
That sounds fun. That's pretty cool.
Well, I figured I'd show everybody how real this metal upgrades are, and I just
That's solid vibranium.
Yeah. Boobranium. It's boobranium.
Boobranium. Boobranium.
Much safer than silicone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's non-allergenic. It's like titanium, except it's boobanium.
Am I being fed? Who's feeding me, Artemis? Nadine's feeding me with visual images that are keep me awake at night.
Oh, there we go. That's better. I gotta have the jewelry out.
If you're getting
what flavor are they?
You might
They
get
are.
the nipple clamps out, girl.
Could try that too, I guess. So I've got tangles. What's up with the acid trip? I figured I have some upgrades to show everybody. That's all.
Yeah.
I was kind of afraid to show you, but I figured we're all friends here. I might as well show you.
Yeah. What's up with the acid trip? Hey, Steven.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. But, yeah, we probably will break my computer again.
You miss streaming with me. Come on. Admit it.
No, I will never admit it.
Yeah. I know you did.
I'm Batman.
Batman.
Oh shit!
So I gotta say, NotJah, you're almost to 1,500 subs. Congratulations on that. That is awesome.
Yay! I didn't realize. I knew
Hey,
I'd been
Christy.
teetering on there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, feels like it's forever. What am I? Yeah, still getting there slowly.
Okay. So everybody in the chat, if you can just tweet out, Facebook out, whatever out, Instagram, whatever people are using these days.
Did I hear face fuck? I want to face fuck something.
Facebook something. Yeah.
Oh, Facebook. Yeah, I'm with you. Gotcha.
Tell people to subscribe to NotJah, get them to 1,500.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea
That'd
for people to
be something.
subscribe to NotJah. Except apparently my text needs to zoom out a little bit more because I can't see.
You what? You who? You ha? You who?
I'm apparently half blind because I have to have my camera a certain way away to get everything to work. not saying that this is an illusion or anything. Just saying.
What kind of meds did your doctor put you on?
It's the ones
When
didn't
would you like
put
to
her
know?
on.
Would you like to know?
Might be the same
tweet
ones
machine,
I'm on.
Could be. Let's see. I can see that. There we go.
What? Wellington doesn't have a Twitter machine?
I was a bit shocked. Oh, that's the wrong link. Oh man, now I have to copy the link again. You know how hard that is? You have to go all the way over to do things.
To the side of the screen. Wow.
On another screen altogether. It's so challenging.
Oh my gosh.
Can I touch on flat Earth just for a minute?
If you like.
Because I learned an interesting fact. Okay.
Wait. Fact? Flat Earth? What? Things do not compute here. I'm calling bullshit already.
You.
Yeah.
Because you know how flat turds think that Antarctica is just the ice wall? Did you know that Australia actually stakes claim to a fairly large portion of Antarctica?
Yep. Absolutely. But it is split up amongst all the nations with particular interests, and it is mainly because we're obviously the closest nation with the most resources to, continue to access it. And, I'm pretty sure there's another one somewhere, like one of the South American countries. I can't remember, like
Chile.
one, and even then they only have a very small proportion because they don't have quite the resources we have. So yeah. And it's not really a claiming ownership either. It's like under international rights. Like, it's still everybody's. It's sort of more like we have to look after the biggest share of it.
I already want you to check his BM. I'm not sure what he would want to check his BM for. But that's interesting.
All right. The question is, do I share a link with Artie or not? Do we let Hardy in? Of course we fucking let Hardy in. Couldn't do it without Hardy. I mean, what would that be? Wouldn't be a show. It's like Lavender. Where's Lavender Lady?
Butt machine.
Tell everyone, yell at me when you see Diana show up in the stream. Hey Johnny, you're back. Good to see you, mate.
Johnny Drive-By.
Love my drive-by. Mr. Shadow Kitty. All the best folks. Well, most of them. There's still more to come.
While we're waiting to see if anyone joins us, I think it was Spooky that first mentioned it about rationality rules. And I'm going to go on a rant. Sorry.
Fair enough. Go for it.
Because that whole situation, I mean, Rationality Rules put out a video that was not accurate. And instead of saying, hey, Stephen, you screwed up, people said, hey, everybody, let's hate Stephen. And it's like, come on, everybody makes mistakes. Stephen saw that he made a mistake. He says, okay, made a mistake. Give me time to do a little research, put out a video to correct myself on this. And I mean, even like the ACA jumped the gun on saying bad things about Stephen, but they come out with the statement saying, you know, that they were wrong to do that, and you know, but there's just so many that, I mean, even now that all of the information seems to be out there except for Stephen's new video, there's still people hating on him.
Oh yeah, I've seen some pretty awful things said to be done to him, and it's not good.
That's one of the issues that I really have with the community is there's so many that are willing to jump on the bandwagon of hating somebody, even though they don't have all the information.
It's like an unnecessary vitriol.
Yes, 100% yes.
And I see Adi has joined us with a lovely, beautiful hat.
Hashtag outrage porn.
Oh, you sexy man.
You look good, man. I was just commenting about the fact that you look like you've been eating, and that just fucking thrills me because I was afraid maybe you just, you know, I don't know, started living on sunshine or something.
Oh, I haven't eaten food in 9 years.
You look good, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to say hi to you again.
Hey, Artie. Nice to meet you again too.
Oh my god! Okay, what happened to Robo Tits?
Well, come on. You're telling me you don't wanna?
Oh, I do.
Oh shit! Where's Josiah? You better come.
He's coming soon.
I don't know what, but I do.
I bet he's coming soon.
Yeah.
Look at your boobs.
Theo Maki's with us.
Yeah, he is. We're just chilling, chatting, catching up, Theo. You're always welcome to join. Just hit me up in the Twitter. That goes for anybody too.
Dave. We've got enough Aussies here. We don't need you, Dave.
No, Robo Tits don't have lasers. Not yet. I have to save up for those upgrades.
We have our token Aussie.
We have a bunch of token Aussies nowadays.
Don't I know it?
I bet you do.
Actually, I was around friends from my old neighborhood, the people I moved away from 3 years ago, and whom I'm deeply missed. But I was around them last weekend, and it was really weird listening to people use my real name and not have augmented voices or space boobs.
Fucking hell. Real people, eh? Ooh, look at me. Fancy. I hang around with real people.
I said my real name.
Oh, shit. Wait, you have a real name? I don't believe it.
Yeah, no, my parents aren't the brain samples.
No.
You're a real person?
What? What are you sure?
The brain samples have been seen on TV, but those are not my parents.
I thought you were like the next generation of Max Headroom. Artemis here.
Hey.
Hey,
I just watched the Paranoia video the other day.
Huh?
Paranoia. It's a Max Headroom video. It's
Paramammalite?
It's a Art of Noise meets Max Headroom. Okay, this is a thing that happened in the 80s.
Yeah, it is probably.
30. We might be the only ones from the 80s here.
Help me out, Dom. They think I'm losing my shit.
No, we don't have to think you're losing your
Max
shit.
Headroom is.
I know who Max
I
Headroom
know
is.
who Max. Yeah, I know who he is. I've never.
He was a
watched
Pepsi guy.
So how you guys been?
Pretty good, man. I don't know. I can't speak for everyone.
He started in the Art of Noise video, and then he had a TV show that ran for like 12 weeks.
12
I
weeks.
say
Wow. That's
he
like
is a-
Wasn't he a Pepsi commercial guy?
he was an animated computer among the first really good computer animated characters. Maybe the first good computer animated character.
Unlike my badly animated character.
What are you trying to say about your metal boob? It's so funny that you have to keep your head still.
Sex metal.
Space titties.
They go ding.
Space jazz. They're like symbols.
Space titties. I actually wanted to make a T-shirt.
The Space Titties T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make a T-shirt that just said space titties on it. Mhm.
Oh man.
Who's the priest? Oh, that's you, Don.
Sitting in one spot, very still.
I saw a guy that had very large moves had it on a T-shirt that said, "You can quit staring. They aren't getting any bigger." And I wonder where he got that shirt in that size.
I officially died.
So what's new? Anyone have anything new?
Well,
That's
I got-
new hair, is
All kinds of things are new. We've had all kinds of
New things.
New things.
Oh,
kinds of
man.
new things.
What sort of new things
You know what?
are
Let's
new?
don't say things. Let's say developments. There's been all kinds of new developments.
NotJah. I still got it.
I've been all over the goddamn place myself. I'm planning on going to school soon, thank goodness.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Did you change your mind about the military?
Yeah, because my family had a panic attack.
Ooh,
That's probably reason enough.
yeah.
It's gotta be stressful enough without having to deal with that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take classes in accounting, get myself an office job. So,
No.
yes.
That's
Have you
perfect.
ever worked in a Don? Have you ever worked in a steel factory?
No.
You
No.
don't want to. Trust me. Between
spent-
getting a
I've
Between
walked
nearly
through a
losing your
steel
leg.
factory.
One at a time, y'all.
I told people at the steel factory what I want.
between losing my almost losing limbs and pushing pencils on a desk, I think the latter's better.
Yeah.
No,
it might
The
pay
reason
for
why
less.
I said no is because I think I know you well enough to know that you are capable of much more than that, and you should go for it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think accounting is an ignoble thing, but I feel like you're a more creative person than to be a creative accountant.
It pays good, and I'll have more than enough money and time on my hands with it.
It can pay well.
You can do stuff with other time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you could always use it. You could always use it as a means to get to something else. You know what I mean? It's something to fall back on when times are tight and you
You
do
just
your
don't
other
strike me.
thing.
You just don't strike me as a type A personality, and all accountants are type A personalities.
so you
I
do
get
look
where he's
into
coming from,
that.
though, man.
Yeah.
You live in the U.S.
I get where he's coming from, though, because I spent 15 years.
What were you saying, Don?
I said you do live in the U.S., so you need to make money. Trump's make way more expensive to live there.
Yeah, can't be a farmer anymore.
Yeah, and also I live in California.
Have you guys heard about
That's a farming
the number of suicides among farmers in the U.S. lately?
Yeah,
That is just freaking mind-blowing and scary.
it's like it was in the 80s.
Why are they offing themselves?
Because the fucking market and the money they've been counting
There's
on.
no money.
You can't predict the market anymore, and shit tons of family farmers lost their everything in the last year and a half.
Yeah. When you've got a farm that's been in the family for many generations, and then you lose it all, the amount of grief and just the emotions that would go with that, just unimaginable.
Yeah, the government checks meant to subsidize the losses incurred by having to borrow money from the Chinese to pay for the tariffs against the Chinese are 6 months too late for a whole lot of farmers.
Yeah.
And they've already lost the farm, or they've already had to sell equipment, or they, my family kind of got bailed out virtually completely. Still got fucked, but at least we got some money. But we don't count on it. And the guy that does the farming doesn't count on the money that he makes just from our farm either. So he had corn to sell, not just our soybeans. But had he just had fucking 5 full of soybeans, he'd be out of business too, and he's worth $40-50 million.
Because it takes 2 to 3 days to dig a hole.
3 days.
3 days to dig a hole.
An alligator or a crocodile?
Wife's got that cage in the back window.
Hey.
Look at those robo boobs.
Pay attention to the road, not my robo boobs.
Look like really dirty children's programming from the 70s.
Yes. I thought Teletubbies, but that's better.
Well, I changed the background to something more. Oops.
Oh yeah, you did too. Yes.
Now it's a shower of flowers.
It's a shower of flowers.
Nadine,
I actually.
You are further known as Barbarella.
Pardon?
You are from now on known as Barbarella.
Cool. Well, I don't know. It's gonna clash with giggles and bubbles. I know who Barbarella is.
Can you give us one of these? Nadine, can you give us one of these?
It takes a second to figure out where
How about a little tweaking? Can you do the little tweaking?
Well, fuck.
What?
There we go.
We are so mature.
What the fuck is going on?
Nadine is playing with her nipples.
We're presented with a fake topless person, and we insist upon them playing with their nipples. I fail to recognize the part of that that's problematic.
God damn.
I told you it would be funny. I told you.
Oh, it's fucking funny.
I told you
I did not promise any serious conversation.
It kind of sucks that there's just enough green that you can see the sunflowers falling through your armpits, but
yeah. Well, this was supposed to be like that.
Yeah, she's got
because
like
I did a little work on my shoulders there, so that my arms weren't as flabby. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just.
I put the link to Barbarella in the side here.
Shit.
Artemis.
She's got capped armpits. Okay, yeah, done.
You can't leave me hanging here on Barbarella. You
Okay,
gotta
if I
know-
have to fix the armpits, I'll fix the armpits.
You
Come
don't,
on.
no, you don't have to fix
Barbarella.
anything. It's just funny that you've got like Hogan's where your armpits should be.
Well, you know,
Factory
it
air.
had
Sir
to look
Greg,
as ridiculous
if
as
you don't have-
possible. It had to look. Oops, wait, no, shoot, wait, no, ignore the technical difficulties.
Nothing to see here. Please go on.
See here, folks.
Jesus Christ.
You love it.
We're fucking- we're
Did
so-
anybody see the tweet today? I can't remember who it was. They're taking their little girl to Disney for like the third time in 3 years, and she ran into one of the gift shops, grabbed Mickey Mouse ears, and bolted back outside. He had to take them away and return them to the store. But he was like, "Girl's got some skills."
God damn. She just ran in and nicked him.
Yeah. And he kind of, she took off running, and by the time he was done going, she was on her way out with some fucking Mickey Mouse ears.
Mhm. Yep.
I guess we're buying those.
Yeah, no, he took them back. I'm guessing he'll buy them tomorrow after she's had to suffer for not getting them by stealing them.
What shall I do? What shall I do? You know,
It is
just
pretty fucking fantastic that your hair drapes over. I'm not gonna lie. That's nice. It adds the depth that is otherwise not theirs. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Alright,
we
guys.
killed that.
Guys, I'm gonna be heading off. There's some stuff I need to get done. Okay.
Okay. Nice talking to you.
It was good to see you guys again.
I don't want to
Good to see you, V.
I think getting the fuck out of a steel mill is a great thing. A friend of mine in college used to jackhammer the chutes after every run, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say. Yeah, later, man.
I
was gonna say
Good to
earlier,
see you again, Don.
Much love, man.
Doogie.
Yeah. See you, Nadine.
See ya.
Bye, NotJah.
Now she's
All right, quit dragging it off, man. Get the fuck out of here.
There we go.
Love you, dude.
Oh, hey, this is the Hollywood Squares. You can go now.
You gotta rub the hair around a bit.
Oh my god, I can't love it any more than I already do. All right, I've never seen Nadine make herself laugh this much.
Sadly, I have.
This is funny.
She's a great laugher, but I've never seen her make herself laugh this much.
This is funny though. Come on. I just about died when I thought of this,
Oh no, it's fucking no. You win. You have fucking won the internet, right?
Well, I was trying really hard.
Well, it was worth the fucking effort. I can see that.
Oh, wait no. Oh, just minor technical difficulties again. No, nothing to see here. Get those arms
Doing
back
your
where they belong. There we go. So how's that, Artie? Is the hair right now?
I'm just waiting for the graphic that makes you go.
So, I see a tweet by Atheist Girl,
Mhm.
and it says, "I just want everyone to know right now that if I ever decide to throw a huge dinner party, I will never force you to eat vaginal yeast bread. You're welcome."
I do not
And-
want to know.
I'm teetering on the edge of replying and saying I'm not sure that I've never inadvertently eaten vaginal yeast bread, and I don't know if that's too inappropriate.
I'm
I'm going to
somebody in
refrain.
the chat wants a link,
Yeah,
but leave room for Josiah.
God,
yeah, I'm thinking I'll get Brentford Star and Lavender Lady.
Yeah.
I'll be dropping out dropping off my second one here in a second.
Oh, I didn't even
My
realize. I
first
didn't even notice that it was a second one open. I just thought you grabbed your camera and
That's
walked
my
out.
twin.
Oh, okay.
Cool. No,
Oh
that's
yeah,
all right.
there's just I guess the blanket is the dead giveaway that or the sheet.
Yeah, I feel like what
Yeah.
you're saying is it's a sheet.
I'm a ghost.
I just noticed a conundrum. My drink's over there.
Well, leave your boobs there. Go get your drink. Come back to your boob.
How many times has she been told that?
Hi, honey. I had some work done.
Hey.
Leave your boobs on the porch.
Hello. Yay.
I had some work done. You like what I had done with like the work that I had done.
Oh my
What the
god.
hell is that?
Hey, girl.
They're what were they? Boobranium
They're
implants.
Oh, nice.
they're bubanium. They're
Boobanium.
bubanium. Yeah.
It's already sounding like a Beach Boys song the way you're
It's
saying.
it's kind of like titanium, but they're bubanium.
Boo 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 baby.
Bubanium.
Boo, 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 boo.
Boobaram. Boo 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 boo.
Oy,
Boobaram.
oy,
Not Beach Boys. That's not the Beach Boys stuff.
What? Why? Come on.
It's not a Beach Boys song.
Oh, we do we
Well,
have
I can make it into one. I'm sure I could try hard enough.
Oh, scheisse. Wait a minute here.
I still have a conundrum.
I love it when Diana goes full, not quite Nazi, but quite fully Polish.
Okay, what did I do this time?
I suppose I could unlock it and move it with me.
Walk like an Egyptian.
My internet is fucking dreadful.
Okay, shit got really weird now.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, it wasn't already.
With the robot.
Wait, I'm naked.
Come on, bring your kids back.
Oh, jeez. Okay. You know.
Oh wait, no, I'm not quite.
Oh, my
There we
God.
go. Okay, that's better.
Oh,
We're almost good.
lower enough so we
You
can
thought you had boob problems, Diana.
Wait a minute here. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I can use that. That's right. Okay, there we go. You can read me, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, yay. How
Sound
is
like-
everybody
you sound
and
like Crystal
stuff
and
and things?
You sound like Crystal and the
Oh, man.
This is like a cacophony.
It's a cacophony.
Yes, many much.
I think what you-
There we go.
I think what you meant to say was cacophony.
That's probably it.
Oh,
As
a
you
cacophony.
see, I just woke up a little while ago.
I think you've got the emphasis on the wrong syllable there.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Now,
Hunter go.
I has to find something
Okay.
with all the giggling going on.
I wouldn't
The
be
hell
ever
did that
giggling.
come
I
from?
don't do that. I don't giggle. Not
You
at
don't
all.
giggle?
Not at all.
No,
Not
zero,
at all.
zilch, nada.
Zilch, not a.
I never pee myself when I laugh either.
I'm sure you don't.
Chepe pronto por casete para tutti.
Oh, God.
So
Done it again.
I've got a funny as heck fuck story about that sort of thing.
The way you said a phony.
Well, one night I was after work. I went to the bar with some friends, and the guy that I was hanging with, he says, another one of our coworkers walked by us, and he said, look at him on his way out. Look at his pants on his way out. So I'm sitting there, and then Buddy comes out of the washroom, and so I glance down, and there's a wet spot.
All right then.
And it was like tan pants, so it was really noticeable.
One of my favorite jokes in Deadpool is that guy gets it. He wore the brown pants.
Why isn't this connecting? You need to have this connect.
Oh, look!
You can do this.
I blend in. My drink blends in with my shirt.
Yeah.
Or with my
now
boobs.
you're
Sorry.
drinking boob.
I'm drinking boobin.
Cold glass of
here
boob.
we go. I could use something like that.
Who among us couldn't?
Yeah.
See, it's all nice and.
Oh yeah, no, we recognize what's going. We see what's going on there.
Oh, what the hell? No, don't do this.
Where?
You got some big news. Josiah's coming up to see you again.
Oh, yay?
Yeah, he's coming up on. I know. I'll tell you how long. I've got it here. 25 days, 0 hours, 30 minutes, and 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14 seconds, 13 seconds.
So good with the math. Show off.
Well, it helps to go to time-and-date.com and set up a timer.
Yeah, in case you're not obsessive enough on your own.
Exactly. Exactly. This way I don't have to do the math in my head.
Yeah. Well,
where is that bird anyway? I sent him a link.
There is something.
I sent him a link. He said he'll be here as soon as possible.
He's plucking pheasants.
Yeah, he said what he actually said was when I'm good and goddamn ready, but we're not going to say that out loud because that just sounds bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes him sound like a dick. Let's not do that.
Yeah, no.
We know he's a dick, but we don't want to let everybody else know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He has no idea what kind of boobs he's got in store for him.
I think he probably does.
Well, Diana.
Yes, dear. Shit. Why is this?
Where's your pussy, Diana?
My pussy is over here. Get over
My boobs make a ding.
Get over here. Well.
We got Nadine's boobs. We got Diana's pussy, and Artie's just a dick. So all the tribes are covered.
I see Kitty.
Hello, Evelyn.
Where did
Hello.
go?
Oh,
Hello,
this
Kimberly.
is somebody new. I do not know that I know this person.
It's so great that your cat looked at the camera, by the way, Diana.
Kitty.
She was staring at the lens of your camera.
Yes.
Hey, NotJah, can you introduce Kimberly, please?
Well, hi. Like, on my tablet, it shows my actual name, blah, but my YouTube is Adeline the Dragon Queen. Don't sub because I don't have a lot except crap.
Oh, I know your name. Okay.
What else do you think doesn't have crap?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, obviously, I haven't looked at my stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fucking roll call here, and there's a bunch of crap.
Actually, Artie, when was the last time you made a video?
May of last year.
Wow.
Okay, well, you've got another 2 or 3 years before you need to make another one, right?
That's why. Actually,
that's dedication to your art.
I'm starting a co-venture with Peter. It will be called Another Word for Redundant. It will be the pair of us and a rotating guest talking about topical things and mostly shitting on each other.
Yay!
Sounds like fun.
So yes, most of you have an open invite to be involved.
I'm
Most of us,
excluded
yeah.
from that, I take it, because Peter thinks I'm a sexual predator.
Well,
Yeah.
Diana shit on people. Nadine she's just no good at shitting people on people. NotJah contacted me to ask how to shit on people.
Excuse me, you apparently didn't look at my Twitter today.
Twitter.
You know I love
No, I
you,
didn't.
and you have to respect the notion that that's not in your skill set. It's, I love you, love you.
I was grumpy today.
Okay, see now the difference between yeah,
Well,
like I said,
I bit today. I was bitey today.
I
Meow.
posted a thing that I was pretty sure I was going to catch some heat for, and I haven't yet, so I'm okay with it.
Well,
in Australia, I catch enough heat.
Well, I think the reason I got away with it mostly is because the thing I was posting about was so heinous that it was kind of, oh yeah, we can let that go. It's like the premise to the Steve Martin joke that starts. There's two faggots.
Another 80s reference.
There's two faggots fucking a dead alligator in the back of a bus, and if you stop at faggots because you're offended, you've missed the point of the thing that's really offensive. And I feel like that was kind of the thing that happened today with my tweet, was that I kind of got away with a thing because the thing that I was talking about was so much worse.
Fair enough. So
Okay.
that was an 80s reference, wasn't it?
A little bit. A little bit.
You can't help yourself.
It's a Steve Martin joke. I'm sorry. I grew up in the 70s.
No, Steve Martin's awesome. He's cool.
Okay. It's not as bad as I thought. I was mounting an archive disk, and it wasn't mounting under the machine I'm using. And I was so afraid that I've lost everything that I had backed up ever.
That sounds dirty. All of that sounds dirty.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I'm going to do. Yes, dear.
When I moved here in 2014, I had a 2 terabyte hard drive full of every movie I owned. So I didn't bring and even the old VHS tapes I owned. In the past, I had it all on there. And a bunch of data. Shortly after I came here, that thing died.
No.
I lost so much stuff. I've got the DVDs. The DVDs are here now. So I've gotten some of that collection back. But
Nadine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we still love you.
I lost some good movies.
Okay, that was not an excuse for you to cry. That was not an invitation for you to lose your shit.
We know I'm moving too much. We know. Oops, now I'm off kilter. I'm sorry.
For anybody who thinks you're moving too much, you try that.
Line yourself up with your boobs, damn it.
Yeah.
Now, this is about 2.3 terabytes of everything. Now, my movies are about 19 terabytes, but that's another story entirely.
Yeah.
No, there's something I definitely. What are you doing? No,
well, I've got everything ripped into AVIs or MP4s because I just don't like taking the discs out. But I've got all the discs just in case.
Mom asked me today if I was going to
get into the lap over here. There you go.
If I was going to get rid of the CD collection, I was like, no.
Yeah, there's
and I lost my whole music collection because all my music was up in Drayton Valley, and my ex had it all.
Why wouldn't you? You can just put it on your computer. You mean the thing that might just fucking melt one day for no fucking reason? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Why am I the old person in this?
Well, no, my ex has all my CDs because I didn't take them when I left because I didn't have a place to put them.
And now you're not going to get them back.
Backup
Oh,
of your
probably.
backup.
Yeah, well, you gotta have money for that. I've got 3 hard drives now, so I'm okay for
I had a typical Artemis brain sample thing happen to me today while I was cleaning out the garage with my mom. Having my mom help me clean something causes
That's a typical Artemis. Yeah.
Generally causes great anxiety because my mom cleaning means that mom's going through all of my shit.
And you do not want that.
And no matter how clean your life is, if you're okay with your mom going through your shit, you're a little more off than I am. And I'm
It's almost like the military thing, and you're like, inspection!
Yeah, but the things that I noticed that are missing, anybody who's remotely tool savvy and can imagine the space of a garage, I hadn't noticed that my chainsaw and circular saw were missing.
What? How do you not notice those are missing?
A frantic move from one place to another place to another place to half my shit being at the ex-girlfriend's house.
That'll do it. And let me guess, you needed those.
My dad got all pissed off one time because he's like, how can you not know where that is? And I was like, you've moved 3 times in my life.
I've moved 3 times this month.
Yeah, I have moved 11 times in my life. Fuck you, buddy. What do you mean, how do I lose shit?
Yeah, but Artemis, your chainsaw and your circular saw. I mean, I've moved twice where I've left a wife behind, but I know where my fucking chainsaw.
Intentional?
Yeah.
Those
were and you were thrown out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you weren't thrown out. You were told to leave.
You were respectfully asked to get your things and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
If you wouldn't mind terribly leaving behind the rest of what you paid for and take the things I don't want with you.
Bobby, I am not single and I'm not in the United States.
Yeah, luckily I've never been married, so I've never been divorced.
yeah, exactly. I've never been married and I've never been divorced.
Why half of my family used to think I was gay because,
Okay, wait a minute. Am I one of 2 in this group then that has been married?
I'm one of 3, and that's just me.
No. You don't get to count all.
We know my
about 2 or 3.
my augmentation's not showing properly. There we go.
You might want to drop those just a little bit because they look like collarbone boobs right now.
Yeah, well, I kind of, I've got a little bit more.
Lower your camera a little bit.
Come on, guys, this is not easy look to pull off.
You got like a grumpy old Dave camera angle that makes you look tall going on right now.
There we go. Oh, we know.
Can I just say what's been going on through my head? Can I just say what's been going on through my head since I first seen the Robo Boobs?
What?
Robo Boobs, owning all the trolls and noobs.
Nice.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I love how the boobs are underlit. The shadows are inverted. Those are underlit boobs.
Yep.
I like. I'm a huge fan of. Have you seen the bikini? That's the under boob revealer. Rather, it gets rid of the cleavage and it's just under boob reveal.
Yes.
Oh yes, I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, this is actually lit from above, but it's just all the reflection coming up. So it's the metal. There we go.
Hello.
There we go. How's that?
Thank God.
Is that better, Artie?
It doesn't hurt. Well, it doesn't hurt me.
Kimberly,
Josiah, speak to this woman.
can you
Yes.
Is he
show
here?
your face
Did he
or
come?
have an avatar?
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm in my pajamas, so unless you want to see that.
Hey, I'm sitting here in my nightgown.
Technically, I'm in my pajamas too, so
I feel like everybody
Well,
but
but
Dave
I'm
and
happy
Dave
to see
and
my
John are in their
jammies.
pajamas.
All right, then give me a sec.
So
This
your
is still kind of new to me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't have to if you don't
Okay.
want to. There you go.
I am thoroughly pissed.
Wah!
Everything I have on underneath
No.
this t-shirt is spandex and just comfy as fuck.
Hey, comfort is important.
Yes, comfort is important.
Did it show up?
Yeah, you're there.
Oh,
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yay.
Must say you have
Nice to know it works on my tablet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got the grumpy old Dave camera angle that makes you look taller.
And let there be light.
You just need
got
to draw
ears?
these rock and fight
Yes.
files.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I do like
Fine,
that. That's a nice
Fine.
touch.
Am I gonna have to get ears now? Because now I'm all a little jealous. Because there's
Yeah, you are gonna need some light. Have you got,
I got these like years ago and I barely use them.
Okay.
wrong screen.
That went out glaring at people.
If you could crochet with some fiber optic thread and light that, I feel like you'd have
That'd
a
be
thing.
awesome.
Yeah, I
No, I'm
feel
not
like
too
you
tech savvy.
Are those actual speakers in your ears?
Actually, yeah, I can switch from headphone to speakers with these.
Okay, that is a feature I had not seen before, and that's catalog worth. That's some. Watch me while I skateboard.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you blast the music while I skateboard and watch me break my fucking leg.
You watch YouTube videos too, huh?
Always.
Always. Yeah.
So lately, my favorite has been the entitled people or entitled parents.
Entitled parents.
Yeah, it's like all the parents that are just like, my child is an angel. Why are you hurting my child? Your child was kicking my leg. I don't care. Let him kick your leg.
Oh, jeez. Really?
Yeah, they exist. It's like I'm watching all like the narrations on of Reddit on YouTube, all these different people narrating, and I'm just like, okay, this is awesome. So I could just waste my time watching this. Besides all the wonderful atheists.
Yeah.
I am thoroughly pissed off. I am not able to mount this this hard drive.
Well, of course
Not
not.
good.
This sounds all kinds of uncomfortable. I don't know. I can't figure out how to build ears that quickly.
Let me see if I can put this on something higher so I don't have to hold it.
My illusion's kind of getting wrecked here just a little bit. I gotta figure.
There we go.
There. There. Oops. Never mind the. It's hard sitting like that for so long. How are you doing, honey? Did you have a good day at work?
He's all right. Just kind of normal.
Wait. What happened here?
Hey, sound like you have a lot of energy left over.
Nah, not so much today. Not feeling all that hot.
Oh, that's no good, buddy.
No.
Have a salad. Wake up to it.
One salad.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
NotJah.
Go for food.
So you like my upgrades, honey?
Are you seeing this Bobby Close guy in chat?
Yeah.
Oh my. Wait a minute. Okay, there's
Not
there.
sure about this person.
You know, if you have an issue and discuss it respectfully, fine. But if you're just going to be a dick, go away.
I can't see the chat. What's he saying?
He's saying that you're
Gary
getting my
Kunkel.
shit.
I do not like what this is doing. This is not a good thing.
That just sounded like Howard Stern trying to get off as many people on the radio as possible.
Bubble boy, bubble boy, bubble boy.
You can't see the chat because you're driving.
Yeah.
I know.
Jeez.
Someone read the chat to me. Fuck's sake.
You should never buy a 2002 Subaru because the subwoofer is under the driver's seat, and if you crank your stereo up too loud, you won't be able to drive.
That's true, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of fucking true. All of that is kind of fucking true. Most especially females, but not strictly limited to their
Really?
Oh,
Really?
talking about.
Well, it is already that we're talking about.
You apply the proper level of hertz to a taint, and you're going to get some level of reaction regardless of the sex.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow, that just took forever to come through.
See? Sometimes you turn the stereo up.
I don't drive because everyone else is a bunch of a-holes.
A friend of mine and I took her Subaru to the drive-in and watched, I can't remember which one of the Star Wars more recents. And during the lightsaber battle, she got out of the car and told me it was my turn to sit in the driver's seat.
I have to interrupt you, Artie. You have to explain what a drive-in is to these young folks.
Oh, a drive-in is where you take your car to a theater and you don't buy it popcorn, you just park it in front of a screen.
There's one here in Tampa, Florida, that is still in operation, I think, the Funland Drive-In.
Yeah, we have one down the road that's still in operation.
Okay, kids, I'm going to drop out really quickly and come back really quickly. I hope nobody minds. Hold the place open
Not a
for me.
problem.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It'll
Matt,
always be open for you.
Kimberly, I have a college friend. If I told you his name, you would know his family.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But he's not going to.
Right?
He called Connie Mack his Uncle Connie.
Not familiar to me.
that rang a bell.
Connie Mack was
Another 80s reference.
from Tampa during the 80s and early 90s.
Well, I was born in '84, so like I don't really remember that much. I grew up in the '90s.
That was like 30 fucking years ago, Artie.
I
I'll come up
feel
with the name of the bank that his dad started.
I was a baby.
The bank that his dad started is still there. I know two people whose fucking dad started fucking banks. I know two people whose dad started banks.
And yet somehow you're still broke.
Artemis
So
fucking
feeling didn't like you.
Artie,
I know one person that robbed one.
Rockhead said his college friend. Say
Yeah.
no more. I'll wake up to rest in my own head.
Well, it doesn't get worse by you learning the fact that I named him Doobie.
You want to hear something that's a little bit funny? Like, my cousin moved down here about 2 years ago. He came down from Connecticut, and the company he works for, like, he's pretty good friends with the CFO of the company. Well, my 16-year-old niece is dating his CFO's son in high school. So I went out for dinner one night. It was my niece, the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's dad. They said, she mentioned my cousin, and he said, "What's your cousin's name?" So she pulls up a picture, and the CFO is like, "Brian!" So it's like totally random.
Yeah, no. My small world story is I was working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Los Angeles, and my assistant manager got married, and she took off for 2 weeks. She traveled to wherever the fuck she got married, and then they were going on their honeymoon. And a week after she had gone on vacation, I had gone home to Indiana and was visiting friends in Chicago. We're in a bar that seats about 30 people, and she's in there with her fucking husband.
Oh God. Really?
Yeah, that's there is no. If I haven't heard a smaller world story, I'm sure they exist, but that one's pretty dirty.
Did you
Actually,
wrestle
another
crocodile, Dave?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Just a little one.
What the fuck is in the back of your truck that you need to have that chain link fence back there?
You don't want to know.
No, you don't. Nothing. You could be eaten by a much smaller thing than a crocodile.
Okay, so it's a cockroach, but I call him
Really
crocodile.
big goldfish could take you.
Oh shit!
I'm not.
You're the
you
one
in
that
that truck.
decided to have this stream going on, NotJah.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah.
Although I gotta admit, this feels like the stream that happened the night after I got out of the hospital after my last heart attack. It's just kind of magical. So much fun.
Hey, I wasn't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing until you ended it there.
No, it's a great thing. I had Poison the Well and Dave and Oscar, and I had all kinds of fucking friends in that thing.
Pardon me if I
Yeah,
cough in anybody's ear. I'm sorry.
We honestly thought, oh, thank fuck he's gone.
Yeah, I know. You thought I was awake, and then I showed up.
Yeah.
Diana's back.
Okay. Yay! Now,
Hey, Diana.
Come on.
wait a minute. Where's my? There's my cable, and we're gonna plug my cable in. Look at that.
Yeah, get it in there.
And then, okay, with all that shit that I was doing, going back and forth and trying to mount and dismount and everything else, okay, let's see if all that was worth it. Was this worth it?
supposed to sound as
Oh, the fuck?
You hate me. Oh, screw my eyes.
Dave, Nacho is doing pictures from the last birthday party.
No! 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 No!
Oh, fuck's sake, I gotta drive, people.
Diana, you're making Dave hard.
Oh.
Dave can't drive cars like that.
Oh,
You remember this? You remember this, Don? When we
I
had
remember it totally. We had a
I'm
total
gonna bleach my eyeballs.
breakdown of every aspect of that photo.
More bleach.
Or bleach. There's not enough bleach in the world.
I have the other one too.
No.
Picture.
What is seen cannot be unseen.
This is the second or fourth or 75th time seeing this, and I never wanted to see it any other time I saw it either.
The application body there on that guy looks like bad railroad modeling.
Good lord.
Let's throw some trees over here on the shoulders and leave the entirety of the front bare.
I think my picture looks better.
It
Now,
does.
where I run
Yeah.
yes, what I would consider doing is putting that up as a background. So you better be happy that I cannot put my stuff through OBS to get on here.
Maybe I would like to say that your outfit has a bigger dick.
I do.
Okay, I got one. This is my rifle. This is my gun. Both are not loaded. Both are not fun.
One is for filing a missing persons report, and the other one is just a gun.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I never thought we could start this today.
Oscar's gonna get a level fucking post right there. That is some awesome fucking.
Well, I've got to get all this out of my system because tomorrow's show is a serious one.
Oh,
Oh, look, it's a drop bear.
Drop bear.
awesome.
Diana, what's
Yes,
tomorrow?
Tomorrow's show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put that back in my window.
On my show, Coffee with Lavender, Sunday at noon Eastern. Shameless plug.
I already did that. You missed mine.
Yeah, Caitlin, Chloe, and I are going to be talking about Alabama and Ohio and Georgia and that sort of thing.
So is your opening
Alabama.
song "Way to Go, Ohio"?
Missouri did it too.
Wait,
Did you
Missouri.
see the latest from North Carolina?
Ohio.
You guys are just barbaric. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
Seriously, don't be sorry.
don't be sorry. Well, wait a minute,
That's a
I say it
Canadian
like
thing.
that all the time anyway.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
There was a couple of people in Ontario that was calling to repeal the laws about our abortion laws and stuff.
I saw that.
And
Yeah, Mike-
and I had a little rant, and I of course didn't vote for them.
For the morons who didn't think that this election was important enough to not vote or to not vote against fucking Trump, we now have 2 Supreme Court justices that are pretty certain to sway things in a pretty ugly way for a really long time. You stupid motherfuckers.
Well,
Yeah.
Question though, Artie. If Trump is against abortions, my question is, how many abortions did he personally pay for?
Yeah, no.
oh hell, I have no idea. None at all.
His duplicity
Probably
with
more than
regards
you can
to
count.
religion- His
Probably.
duplicity with regards to religion and Christianity is fairly well established among everyone who cares about whether or not that actually is true.
Yeah, well, Trump
Yeah.
could barely count to 10. And then the other
Oops!
thing is,
My body's not.
Oh,
moving
what
correctly.
it's not right. No, you've got to unlock that so I can move it with you.
We accidentally saw your neck.
I know, it's terrible.
I was telling everybody up one side and down the other 3 years ago that this was going to be an extremely important election.
Yeah,
That we had to consider. Yeah, we had to consider the Supreme Court nominations because the turtle had been playing around with Merrick Garland's confirmation, never got that going. And then we knew that somebody was going to be leaving the court, whether by retirement or by death. Most of us thought it was going to be Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But
I live in Indiana. It was the fact that Mike Pence, while he was governor, didn't try to do this is kind of an important thing to recognize, that he knew he couldn't do it as governor of fucking Indiana.
Right.
Until now. And the fact that Indiana hasn't done it yet is because we elected another Republican, but he's not a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing. You mean there are some of those?
I was just thinking that too.
I'm not saying he's not stupid. He's just not an idiot.
Yeah.
It amazes me that there are actually 1 or 2 Republicans out there who are not just off the rails.
I was hollering about this for months now. Like, I mean, I went on a huge rant, and there were people actually sitting there going, there's no laws like that on the books. There's nothing like that. They're not going to do that. Not going to do that. And I'm like, I'm going to laugh my fucking assholes or my fucking ass off when you lose your fucking rights, you bitch.
Can we go back to you having more than one asshole?
Well, technically, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
How many colostomy bags?
Well,
Artie's jealous.
Well, I've
Don't
got
go the Family Guy route of going in the ear.
I have that
Artie's
many
my
places to fart,
Artie's
so
my one asshole, and then not just my other one, and Josiah's another one, and then Don's another
No.
one.
I mean orifices.
What gets me though, when you come down to it, are people like that cousin of mine, the one I've talked about before, who runs the puppy mill. She's also said to me, when I was talking to her once about how shitty things were in Ohio. Well, I don't care about that. I'm past that age. And like, well, fuck you, bitch. There are other people in the world here.
Yeah, that's just retarded. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Some of us are beyond thinking about ourselves or even thinking about. I have a son who was adopted, which is why I care about abortion rights. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But to hear, and I'm at the point now where I'm thinking about my son's kids and what they're going to be fucking strapped to.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
this fucking Supreme Court.
Well,
for a long time.
It's amazing. Women are not fucking baby factories. We're more than that.
What?
And
Really?
That's all
we're not.
Yeah.
God.
You are
I had to get my fucking boyfriend's permission at the time to get my tubes tied.
I was gonna say, Josiah, fucking prick.
Yeah,
no. Josiah would never have even thought about stopping me, but I had to get my boyfriend at the time's permission.
Never wanted babies either.
I legitimately can't conceive of any guy that would. Certainly no guy in my life that I would continue to spend time around would have an opinion like a boyfriend saying you can't get your tubes tied.
Well, I was pissed.
I encouraged the woman that I was living with who okay, she thinks we had a relationship. That I was living with to have a hysterectomy because her periods were so fucking awful that she got 10 good days a month. It's enough.
My doctors wouldn't do shit. They wouldn't do that for me. I begged for a hysterectomy since I was 15. I begged every doctor I've had for one.
At 15, I wouldn't listen to you either. But if I were continued to be your doctor.
Well, no.
Until I was 40.
It is possible that at 15 you've got a point. Maybe not all that often.
She clearly had a point, but at 15, even I wouldn't have said, "All right, let's do this."
Yeah, but at 27, I needed my boyfriend's permission before the doctor would do it. God damn.
Here's the difference between the ongoing differences between there and here is that that's not a thing here. But then again, you have access to that.
What's not a thing here?
Where you have to get your boyfriend's permission to do a thing.
Bullshit.
No, your boyfriend. No, trust me.
I don't know about boyfriend.
Boyfriend, you have no rights about a whole bunch of shit, and you don't have no legal opinion when it comes to a fucking hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Because I am under the understanding that at least husbands.
Yeah, at least husbands. Here. But this was a boyfriend.
Yeah, boyfriend.
At the time,
that bites. I know.
Yeah. And I glared at him, and he said, "Yeah."
I would say, think of it like this: no child support.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well, he was already paying child support to a woman that he didn't even like.
Well, let's not talk about your bad decisions.
As far as I'm concerned,
Who's in
Okay,
the chat?
I don't care. You know, I don't care. You know, for me personally, I don't care which way it goes. I'm dying. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be here very long. But for the rest of us, god damn. Why don't people give a shit? I mean,
yeah, it's a decision I've faced 3 times in my life that really wasn't up to me.
No, it was at 15 that I wanted to get a hysterectomy. It was 27 when I went my tubes tied.
So wait a minute, 15, they would not do it at all.
Hysterectomy, no. I might want children, even though when I was 10 years old, I told Mom I didn't want children.
That's still, it's not even that. That's still a pretty radical fucking thing to do at 15. Like I said, I can appreciate that.
And it turns out that an ablation was just what was needed.
But as you're 22 and 23 and 24 and 25 and 26 and then finally 27, yeah, I would have caught on before that no, this is a thing that we need to actually do because that's the
they still wouldn't give me a hysterectomy ever, but I got an ablation when I was 40 and that fixed it. So
can I remind people that conservatives are all about less government control?
Yeah, unless it's up our twats, goddammit.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's up a woman's.
It's not about less government control. It's about small government, which means abso-fucking-lutely nothing, especially in the face of, I would really like to know what goes on in your bedroom and between you and your doctor.
Yeah.
Not only would I like to know, I'd like to impede. That's okay.
Now, what really gets me, the other thing that really gets me is all I had to do was walk into the office and say, hi, I want my tubes tied. Because they were looking at a guy at the time. And, okay, it was a different time. This was 85. But still, I didn't have to go through anything. I said, hi, I'd like a vasectomy. Okay, when? You know?
Well, yeah, they were handing those out like candy.
Did you hear about the bill that I can't remember who it was or where it was, but someone down in the States introduced a bill that makes it so that a man cannot have a vasectomy?
Oh, really? I think I know the one you're talking about, and nobody. If that's the one I think it is, nobody expects it to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, that's a guy things don't go anywhere.
Yeah, because
but it doesn't matter if it goes anywhere or not.
Oh no,
it's about what it actually means. It's like, you want to control women's bodies?
Well then you got to control men's bodies. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What's sauce for the goose? You know.
Yeah, and it doesn't get as much media coverage as it should.
Yeah.
And
we cannot say we can't say on here what I would suggest doing to a man's body.
Oh, come on.
What I would do to your boots.
Can you show
Doesn't
us?
involve.
Well, come on, go ahead. Josiah's here. You know?
No, it would definitely get the channel taken down. We don't want to do that.
Josiah has nothing to say about what I do with Nadine because Nadine's my.
Oh shit! Wait a minute, kids. I'm gonna fill my coffee cup. I hope there's coffee in there. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Okay then.
Yeah, we definitely can't say what I want to do.
No.
Can you give us a preview?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you guys would like what I would suggest to go on a book as something as a addition to what they would do to women's bodies or what would be required. I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't like hearing that.
Not care what you have to say on his channel.
We can see
yes, he will.
do to women's bodies.
I'll have to wait
Well,
until
I think it's pretty. You know, it's kind of pretty. You wouldn't really need to wear a shirt anywhere.
I live in BC where women are allowed to be topless.
Yeah, I'm just letting my coffee
Sounds
heat
like
up.
them in my boobs.
Yeah.
So I'm moving in with you one day, Dom. That sounds like the place for me.
I tell you, I need a set of those that don't come off when I take off my bra, you know?
I need a set of these too.
Diana, I'd still look at your boobs even if they're your man boobs.
Oh.
Yeah. There is no male equivalent for an underwire bra. There is no underwire underwear that perks up.
Let me get the coffee.
Moobs are beautiful too.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I used to help out a friend of mine that had a company that had strippers, and he had male and female strippers, and the male strippers would only go down to their underwear, right? And there's lots of things that they did to make it look bigger than what it was.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
Bet they would.
What I mean is specifically the underwear. There are appliances.
What appliances are these, Sweetness?
You can. It is physically possible under certain circumstances
Go
to
to
get
your closet, pull
one
them
ball
out,
through,
Ernie.
and then the other ball through, and have the whole thing poof up like a cauliflower in the front. That is an option depending on the appliance you've chosen.
I don't even want to think
Go to
about
your
that.
closet and get some of these appliances and show us.
Okay, well I don't
Oh
live
my
in that
God.
apartment. I don't live in that apartment anymore, and Fred doesn't live next door. But if he did,
Your mom threw them out.
trust me, I will tell you Fred stories, and you will fully appreciate how it's not possible for me to be a homophobe.
Well, there's enough of that. There's enough of that talk going around
Excuse me. Yes, there
on
is
Twitter,
definitely.
and that's I am not a fan of that. Let's face it.
I am a Zionist, Nazi, Jewish, NASA shill.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Because somebody told me that, Diana, and everything anybody describes me as has to be true.
Was that 4 or 5 things? Because if it's 5, it's bingo.
Oh, it might be 5. I might have
Well,
bingo.
no, bingo can be 5 if you're counting the free space, or
Wait.
bingo can be 4.
I
if
mean,
you're
I
counting
can
the free
understand.
space.
I can understand most of the stuff, but an NASA shill.
Wait, either way, it's Yahtzee, right? Still Yahtzee. I still get Yahtzee points, right?
Oh,
Probably.
fuck. I haven't played that game in decades.
Diana, my favorite part of that is the atheist Jewish part. That you go from Jewish as if something about me is my mom's not Jewish. I'm not Jewish. Jewish to atheist, like that's a connection that you can make. And Zionist, which actually kind of right there in the middle between Jew and atheist, I think, is Zionist. Because, why the fuck not?
Well, actually,
yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, Jewish atheists, you can make that connection very easily.
Oh, I got lots of atheist Jew friends, but to include atheist, Zionist, and Jew, right
well,
there.
okay, that's a little, that's cuckoo.
Yeah, that's
Not a shell.
That's special with a U.
I mean, talking about Jewish, though, you gotta stipulate whether you're talking about religion or culture.
Right. I was going to say Mr. Sanders would be a prime example of a, or at least it wouldn't surprise me that it would be a prime example of an
cultural.
Jew.
It's more of a genetic Jew. It's not cultural, unless you're observant.
Practicing somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to be observant of something, even for it to be cultural. It's literally just genetic. They identify as Jewish.
That came up with it, but being Jewish is a cultural thing along the lines of being like a race type thing, but
yeah, like being Arabian.
Well, the way Silverman would go on and on about that was rather instructive. If you guys remember David Silverman,
Jewish because his mom was Jewish.
Yeah, and it's he made that big distinction between the religion and the culture.
I don't think it's cultural unless you're somehow observant. Is my point. I'm not trying to be a pedantic twat, although it is kind of my nature.
Yeah, well,
I see your point. It's like somebody that's just been born into a Jewish family, but has zero.
Yeah,
it's like being Italian or something else. It's you're a Jew because your mom was a Jew. All right. Well, I'm German because my dad was German.
Well, David would go
on
and
Polish, but I call myself German because brain sample is German.
But, David would go on and on about Jewish is not a race.
I miss that override. He's laughing.
I did too. Stop. I'm sorry.
Silverman would make the big point that Jew is not a race, and he's got a point.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there are Jews of many races. There are Israeli Jews. There are European Jews.
Like saying Hindi is a race,
right? There was one of the guys I worked with years and years ago, who was a Jew. His lineage was French. So take that, anti-Semite.
Through just parents, the generational thing, like any single person could still convert to being Jewish, or couldn't, like there was it's not like they are a specific, area group of people. They're, maybe 6,000 years ago you could claim that, but not now.
Yeah. Well, Jesus was really white, blue eyes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
Northern Italian at best.
If I could tell a story of something that happened to me actually it was many years ago. I like going to conventions. I like dressing up. At this particular day, I was dressed as Mario. So I come out of the convention center and I'm waiting for my ride. All of a sudden, this lady comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, Mario, oh, hi. Oh, your costume looks so great." And she's like giving me compliments. And then she comes in real close and she whispers, "Have you heard that Jesus loves you today?" And I just look at her and before I say my retort, let me just say this. There was a guy at MetroCon dressed as Jesus, but he did the whole Mad Hatter voice thing, and he was just really fun. So when I looked at this lady, I just said, "Oh, yes, in fact, I talk to Jesus all the time. In fact, he's inside. Why don't you go talk to him?" And then I walked away. Like, best experience of my life.
Now I've got the size.
Did you get one of these at any point?
No, I think she just basically I think she just stared at me and I just walked away. I didn't even care.
It's fucking priceless. By the way, you have a great radio voice. Has anybody ever suggested that you do DJ work?
Well, people say I have a good voice. I personally don't like hearing myself when I hear it back, but
no, it pays shit. It pays shit. You have a great radio voice.
Well, thank you.
I have been told many times that I've got the perfect face for radio.
Yeah, I've been told that I have the personality of a late night or overnight DJ.
An overnight
Diana,
DJ.
you're lovely, darling.
And now here's the Buckinghams with Kind of a Drag.
You could probably turn people on with that voice, Artie.
Kind of a drag
over there. No. Okay, we've got the ASMR. Now all we need is Chuck Tingle and S.J. Thomason.
Oh my god.
Can we have a chipmunk? I can do a chipmunk.
Into this conversation.
Oh, you want a chipmunk?
Oh, let's make this really
Oh, yeah.
weird.
We can do a chipmunk. That's easy.
No, you have to have a voice changer. I don't need it.
Well, I'm not talented, okay?
Well, I am. And let me just tell you one little thing about this. That I'm fucking talented.
Okay, hers is actually better than yours, NotJah.
Yeah, no, that was hands down, way better.
It's not even because it's natural. It's just better.
Yeah.
But then there's the laugh. I can do the laugh.
Deeper and see if she can match it.
Oh, fucking hell. Like an evil, maniacal chipmunk.
Okay, NotJah, the next time you want voice work, you know who to hit up.
Yeah, I reckon.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, there have been opportunities for me to take advantage of the fact that I talk like this when I smoke too much, drink too much, and stay awake too long, but that's neither here nor there.
That was awesome.
Yeah, those are the qualifications for a late night DJ, for Christ's sake.
Be able to push more than 2 buttons without blinking more than 15 times.
There you are.
Yeah, when people were telling me that, I was working at a radio station where you didn't have to spin the turntable, but you did have to at least insert a cart into a thing and run a board. You don't have to do that anymore. Mostly you just need to, there's a computer screen in front of you, and it will give you a countdown when you make your mic live, and then it will give you what you need to say, and then you can turn off your mic, and it automatically goes back to the music.
That's what's really nice about radio. You can have the teleprompter up for a radio, and nobody's going to see you looking at it. Where it's doing the video stuff. It's all over the air. They know you're looking at that teleprompter. I still haven't got that down yet. I still haven't figured out how to read that thing without making it obvious.
The radio station. Go ahead.
I've got to read something, and I've got to try and be able to look at the screen without looking like I'm reading. It's going to be awful.
The radio station I used to work at is now a car dealership, and they've changed some things around. But now the station I worked at is under new ownership, and they used to own like 6 radio stations, and they had like glass studios for all 6 radio stations for DJs to sit in soundproof booths and do their thing. But now the only one of those 6 that still has a live DJ is the station that I used to work at, which is on a new frequency. And one of the things that was of note was that every one of the booths had its own ventilation system.
Really?
Now, why might you do that? Anything to do.
In case they fart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Never seen a building that small with that many fucking ventilation sticking out of the roof.
The problem is, by whichever vent it's blowing out the dark smoke, you can tell which one's doing what.
Yeah, there's 2 for toilets and then 6 for studios.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
The early 90s were really good for the Brain Sample family. Used to drink. It had a bar that I would go to and drink on the radio station's tab, which was just trade for advertising. And 3, maybe 5 years after, during all of that time, every time I walked in, so long as one of the people that had been there while I was drinking on the tab still worked there, they thought I was drinking on the tab. So I drank for free all the time.
Wow. Sounds good to me.
I got free food. I mean, I tipped like a motherfucker, so all the wait staff thought I was awesome. $20 tip on a fucking $140 tab. Woo!
Fucking hell. Wouldn't argue with that.
Yeah, I was famous for being a nobody, but at least I got gifts.
What are you now?
It was now I'm not famous and I'm still a nobody, and nobody gives me shit.
Nobody gives gifts. Oh, the 90s were good.
Video, Artie.
Mom keeps giving me fucking quilts that she makes though, so I got that going for me.
Carl still loves you.
Carl is about to become a central figure in a thing that is going to be a thing that is intentionally supposed to spawn hate. Just want you to know that going into it. The new venture, another word for redundant. Peter has worked up quite a little channel ad thing, and it's really funny if you can get past the reason that it's funny. It's another one of those. If you can't get past the first part of the joke, you're missing the serious and significant part of the joke. And I think most everybody here is going to get it, but I know that almost no one else will. And we're doing that on purpose. And Peter did it with my blessing. And Carl plays a significant part.
As long as Carl doesn't die,
He
you need that thing breathing.
I will just say that Carl shows up in black and white next to a central figure of history.
Ooh.
But does he
Nice.
consent to this?
It's
Did
very
Carl consent?
We had the stuff in the side chat going on. Purple Rhymes with Orange mentioned the $20 on a $140 tab isn't even 15% there, Artie. What's going on here?
$140, and thanks for the math. Actually, I never drank $140. The exaggeration wasn't in the tip; it was in the tab. I would always give $20 as my tip, regardless of what my tab was.
That's where you went wrong. You exaggerated the wrong side.
I realized that thanks to Purple, because fuck him.
And now Doorknob's asking to someone please blacklight
and
Carl.
Doorknob for all, seriously.
You don't want to put black light on Carl. That'll show us real damage.
10% was normal.
Way back in the day when I was a mince, and we used to do the restaurant meetings and that sort of thing, and all the wait staff, they would fall over each other trying to take care of us, trying to wait our tables. We'd be leaving, 75, 100% tips. Well, half the time you'd go there and you would just order a piece of pie and a cup of coffee. So this 100% tip wasn't all that big a
for the argument. This was a bar where it was, for a time it was fairly regular that you would leave a $10 tip with a $15 bump in it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. What is that again?
You'd have a $10 bill that would be folded in the middle lengthwise.
Okay.
And then in the middle of it would be a bump.
Okay, and what that bump was, a 10 or a 5-er?
No, it was a line of cocaine that ran about 2/3
Oh,
of the
okay, fine.
Oh, jeez.
Now I get it. Okay.
Did I mention this was the 90s? Did I?
At least we've moved on
Maybe.
from the 80s.
Yeah, we definitely have, because that was high school. Things were different. Those were the Reagan years when we were building fences to trap the people that had come into the United States to work in the United States, so that they couldn't go back and forth like they
I
used
stayed
to.
in the 90s.
Yeah. Every time somebody wants to talk to me about what we should have done with immigration in this country, I'm like, well, what we should have done was left it alone and not built that fucking fence that Reagan built. But, whatever.
Well, nobody gets the picture that the folks coming north across the border were doing the jobs that no American would want
They
to
still
do.
are, but they used to be
Yeah,
able to get
yeah.
home. Now there's a fucking fence in the way. So if they make it over the fence, they're sure as fuck not going to go back. So they have to go back over the fence.
Right. Or at the very least, I mean, in some sections of Texas, it wouldn't surprise me that there are claymores along the border.
Yeah, there are places that it's appropriate to try to do something. I mean, there are places where, you know, there are huge amounts of drugs being filtered into this country, and most of them are through tunnels. You know, good luck with the fucking wall.
Right. I remember
airplanes or in boats.
I remember a tunnel that was discovered between Juarez, Arizona, and Ciudad Juarez in Mexico. Yeah, that made the news.
And that one was easy to do because there's a huge General Electric small motors plant in Juarez, Mexico.
Okay.
With huge tracts of land.
It was bountiful.
Yeah. So there are all kinds of places where you could, you know, right into an industrial area, dig a tunnel. And, you know, thanks to General Electric and the powers that be that make that fucking thing, you know, we're worried about seriously a wall. That's your fucking solution, is a goddamn wall. The Chinese knew better than to continue to build walls. They created a system where you could tell whether or not somebody was digging underground.
Yes, that was a very, very good system.
Yeah,
very innovative, something like that.
Seemed to work better than the wall, actually.
Oh, that his wall is definitely not about border security. I think we all know that by now. I think he knows that.
We all know.
It's just a showpiece. You know, look, we're distinguishing us from them.
He literally wants to build something he can put his fucking name on.
Yes, absolutely. The Trump wall here, and then run it bankrupt. You know, what the fuck?
Yeah. You notice that he's never once mentioned Ronald Reagan, who built the fence that he wants to replace with a wall, because, you know.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a Republican when Reagan was president.
I don't know that he ever was much of anything except in name only.
Was an opportunist simpleton?
That would be a good thing. Yep, that would work.
Yeah, the biggest asshole with the biggest checkbook.
The Oompa Loompa that broke wings from Willy Wonka?
Yeah, the big checkbook
might be the biggest checkbook, but it'll have the smallest numbers in it.
I was going to say, yeah, if you don't mind the numbers being negative.
It's not everybody needs to love Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban went to Indiana University, my alma mater. That was a thing I learned after the fact, when I realized that I really thought that among billionaires, he's okay.
I don't mind Mark Cuban.
He can be quoted as having said, in order to be a billionaire, you need the billion, not just the air.
There you go.
Okay, add that to what I know about Trump from what my brother's history with him in the mid-90s.
He actually dealt with him, did he not?
Yeah, which weirdly coincides with the end of the Wall Street Journal's tax records. Apparently what happened between my brother and Trump organization was in 95, which they'd already lost $1 billion in the decade previous. So you can see my brother's reticence.
Okay, everybody knows, what is it, Godwin's Law? Where eventually Hitler will be brought up.
That's the one, Godwin's Law. Yep.
Yeah. There's
I
going
thought
to be a
Godwin was a
new
populist.
one where it's about Trump, because eventually Trump's going to be brought up in a conversation, because there's so much bullshit about Trump that somebody's going to bring him up.
But down south here, you can't get away from it yet.
Trump deserves to go down in history synonymous with Nixon. That's a thing that.
Does he even deserve to go down in
Synonymous
history?
with Nixon.
Nixon.
Trump is way worse.
I agree.
Nixon had more ethics than Trump. Yeah.
Nixon was a far better human being than Trump.
Yeah.
And just let that sink in.
I'm not praising Dick.
Keep in mind too that there's still over a dozen investigations still going.
Oh yeah, Trump Industries is fucked. Trump Industries is fucked because of what the state of New York is going to do to it. Because he ran
absolutely.
because he ran for president.
This is
because he ran for president. The FBI can no longer claim that anything about him needs to be kept under wraps in order to sustain ongoing investigations, which I can't remember why, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Because of his ties.
This is another thing to consider, that he's a very dangerous man simply because he knows that once he's out of office, he is subject to dozens, if not scores, if not indictments.
I don't mean to denigrate your point because I agree with it, but I don't think he's aware of that at all. I think his narcissism makes all of that oblivious to him.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think he has any appreciation for the fact that the state of New York can fuck with him in ways that the federal government cannot, and that he can't pardon anybody from a state prosecution.
Yeah, talk about pardons. That latest one of his. What was the guy's name? I forget. I have to look his name up.
It was the former business partner that was already served like 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he's okay. What do we have?
Yeah, if you think he's not going to pardon a whole bunch of motherfuckers before he leaves office, you're just stupid. If he doesn't have a list of people that are going to pay him to pardon them, I'd be.
Okay, I'm not finding name, but what I am finding,
paying him is the key thing there. He will not do anything for them unless Trump makes money out of it.
Benefits in some way, and that's almost invariably monetarily.
But what I'm seeing from Reuters, what do we have for a dateline? 18 May 2019. Trump may pardon military men accused or convicted of war crimes. This is from the New York Times.
The guys that assassinated captives.
Yeah, yes. From the first paragraph, let's see, Washington, Reuters.
Yeah,
U.S. President Donald Trump has asked for files to be prepared on pardoning several U.S. military members accused of or convicted of war crimes, including one slated to stand trial on charges of shooting unarmed civilians while in Iraq. The New York Times reported on Sunday. Real nice.
He did pardon that one guy that stripped the guy down, sexually assaulted the guy, and then killed him and left him in the desert.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, really nice guy.
Justice.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but he assaulted him with a baton in a way that inflicted enough damage that he succumbed to the injuries.
Yeah.
Wow.
I take it there was a good bit of internal bleeding going on.
Assuming that's the case, yeah.
Wow.
Real tough on crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, law and order, motherfuckers.
Ching ching.
Yeah, let's remember that Nixon was another law and order president. Yeah. That's
weird how they want to do that. It's almost as if it's in a weird way similar to the guys that are the most, almost invariably guys that are the most anti-gay that end up having the most twisted fucking sexual relationships with same-sex partners.
Hey, Jen. Hi, Jen with one N.
Yeah,
So-
no, and it's always them that claim that it's the the gays are the ones that have got problems. Like, nah, not even close.
Oh no, I know the gays have problems because I'm gay as fuck.
You're an exception, Artie.
Okay, we're talking about gay.
I know a gay when I taste a dick.
There you go.
Your dick tastes like shit.
We're talking about gay. One in is here. All we need now are Chuck Tingle titles. Go, Jen.
Oh yeah.
I know that you're straight because your dick has sprinkles on it.
Is it from Boston? Because I think I taste cream.
Your balls.
No.
That's a bad one.
They're wrong.
All right, that one probably could have been better.
Hi, Jen. You like my body work I had done, Jen? You guys like my body work? Yeah, I've been working out. See? Oh. Yeah, you see something coming. Yeah, come on. You know you want it. You know you want it.
Jesus.
Aren't you glad you asked me on here, NotJah?
Nadine, you're hitting on Kimberly while Josiah's in this hangout.
I don't know. Maybe he likes it.
See, I still don't see anything wrong. Like I'm just
Robot
not
boobs
wearing
are still boobs, and boobs are beautiful.
And Josiah's being quiet because he's like, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please.
Bring it on.
Is Josiah even there?
He's just sleepy. He wore himself out. He's all tuckered
He
out.
probably fell asleep.
Pheasant Plucker, where are you?
He feels poopy, but wants to participate.
He's probably fell for a nappy time.
Oh my!
Phrasing.
If for whatever reason I was on the wrong YouTube account when I started this up, and I switched over to my Lavender Lady account, and I noticed I actually have 330 subscribers.
Congratulations.
I didn't know that many people wanted to hear what the hell I had to say.
Good for you, though.
Speaking of which,
I don't know what you say, but I'm glad 330 do.
I remember when I what?
NotJah. Do you remember when you asked me how when it was that I had made my last video?
Yeah.
I've gained 40 subs since then.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
I mean, if that's how many subs per video on an average you do, that's actually really good.
This is interesting,
though. Video that's got like 2,700 fucking views. This idiot has a video with that many fucking views.
But they're getting you subs for not
this idiot, Vogue, has that many fucking views on one. I'm at
so beautiful, Madonna.
I'm at like 7,000 views on the 5 or 6 videos I've made. That's just stupid.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've got 122 subs.
I fully expected to see either a sunflower or a boob show up in your mouth when you.
Yeah, you do that. You're gonna have
We know.
subs, let me tell you.
Now I need to see if I can find something the right color.
Yeah, you should find a sucker that makes your tongue really bright green or something. Oh my God, what are you doing?
Oh,
Okay, that's not working. Take that out.
It's just a
Good
sticky
attempt.
note. It was a great green sticky note.
Oh, it kind of works. Okay.
Gotta
Really?
catch a.
Catch a
Oh,
falling
quick, there we go.
flower and put
I
it
don't
in
know,
your
man. I just don't know what's going
It's like a video game. That's the sunflowers.
All right, now you're fucking with my buzz.
What I want
Oh,
to
no.
know, man, Don, is what you're doing with sunshine still above the horizon over there.
The what?
He's
I want
on
to
the
know why.
Pacific coast.
Yeah, I want to know why the sun is still above the horizon over
Uh
there.
oh.
Oh, perspective. Duh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
West Coast, yo.
I can just outside to see what he's doing. Oh my God, yeah, that's yeah. You should get sweetheart, you should get a bandana that color. Just like a terry cloth.
Well, I have my neck. I have my bloody neck thing.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm
And
not
like they
sure.
grafted it onto the robot body. Like,
Maybe it's just the pot talking, but watching flowers fall through your forehead is cool as shit.
Somebody go.
It's like an X-ray movie.
Let's see how many flowers I can catch.
Yeah, there you go.
pretty flowers, girl here and there, pretty flowers.
It's like an X-ray movie. Like, you look at it and you can see what's going on in your brain. Oh, flowers.
Flowers and sunshine, you know.
It's a blank space with flowers falling through.
I'll be right back.
Rainbows. Okay.
Okay.
What's going on?
Sunshine, lollipops, and
Yeah.
rainbows everywhere.
This is
What's wonderful is why we're together.
yeah. Just yeah. NotJah, you need to find a series of this where that she's got a bunch of shit falling through her forehead, and I will pick the song that we need to loop it to.
And
Fair
what
enough.
song would that be?
I don't know. It's gonna be
But it's,
sunshine and lollipops, something, you know, some hippie fucking shit that we grew up on.
Painting flowers on the wall that don't
Yeah.
bother me at all.
Playing
you're
solitaire
going
till dawn
San
with the Deco
Francisco.
51.
Oh, look, there's a big one. Caught it.
Smoking
Ha
cigarettes
Wear some flowers in her hair.
Can't
there we
find
got it.
my way home. 'Cause I'm really old and I just ain't got the time.
I don't think I know that.
And I just can't find my way home.
I think I need to find a green and bandana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think that's a great idea. Oh wait.
Good Lord.
Oh wait.
Okay.
Speaking of
How
wait.
about the green face paint?
Yeah, but that's not gonna
Oh.
cover the hair.
Yeah, let's not talk about face paint.
Why?
Oops! Oh, she didn't see that.
Tell us your kinky
Just don't worry
story.
about it.
You didn't see that my body job was fake.
This isn't
Aw,
one weird blob on the floor. This is two weird blobs on the floor. That is Eddie resting his head against Shorty.
No, we said what? You said
Yeah.
my name. Hi,
Yeah, that's my boy.
Oh,
Hi,
yo, Papa. How you doing?
Shorty doesn't want to answer. She's apparently pissed off.
Eddie. Shorty.
Shorty is the dark black blob.
Yeah.
Eddie.
I had this conversation with my brother because my brother said that Eddie is brown, and I had a very serious "what the fuck are you talking about" look on my face, because he's a bunch of black, and Shorty is so black that I don't need to wear polarized lenses to not get a reflection off of her. Like she's black.
I think that's the first so black joke that wasn't racist.
No. Did I mention her name is Shorty Boo?
I have a black dog.
In case you're wondering why her name is Shorty Boo, she was named by an old black woman, but that doesn't make it not racist. She was literally named by an old black woman, but Shorty Boo is racist as fuck. My roommate's grandmother, who lived across the street, named Short. By the way, did I mention she was an old black woman? Not like Eddie Murphy, where I was raised a poor black child in Alabama.
The thing I want to know was did she turn out to be a real tall lady?
Oh no,
Dude looked like a lady.
I didn't ask her to name my dog before I realized what she was. She was one of my favorite people on the planet. The fact that she's still alive thrills me to death. No, I literally asked her. I said, "What do you think I should name her?" Well, you should call her Shorty Boo. All right.
No.
Alabama, fake news.
Fake news.
Turn on it.
Yeah. Little did I know that Shorty would turn out to be from Greenbow, Alabama.
Alabama.
So Shorty likes gumbo.
Burma.
Okay, did nobody get the Greenbow, Alabama joke?
Dude, I'm Australian.
That's not an excuse for this one. This is an award-winning fucking film I'm quoting. Greenbow. I'm from Greenbow, Alabama.
Never seen it.
Bet you have.
Is it that movie with the Tin Man and the talking lion and the chick with the road?
No, it's the one with that guy that was in that other thing that he won an Academy Award for, and then that other thing.
But that explains it.
That won an Academy Award, and then also that other movie that won an Academy Award.
The Green Mile book thing.
You're getting close.
Fried green tomatoes.
Shawshank.
Oh, you're getting really close with both. Oh, those are both really close.
Oh, that's the back of my monitor.
It's a little.
Oh, I know. It's Auschwitz.
It's a little older than that.
I like to guess
already that most people here are much.
It covers the life of a guy who played football at Alabama, and from then on,
yeah, Jen's got it.
I was running.
Wait, was it Sandra Bullock also in that movie?
Mm.
Oh my god!
So what is it?
Oh my god!
Just say it.
I'm like,
I'm really
Artie's like
so if I typed in,
okay,
girl,
Captain. Okay, does Captain Dan ring a bell for anybody?
Jen has had it in a side chat.
Lieutenant Dan.
Forrest Gump.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's Forrest Gump.
Well, he said Forrest Gump because Jen with one end said Forrest Gump.
I wasn't reading Jen with one end. Jen.
But I said it, and you don't listen to me, Artie.
Okay, I didn't hear you because I was probably
listen to
over
me.
you.
It's like
Nobody listens to you, Don. Come on. I'm not listening to you.
Dan.
Oh god.
Don, I can't get over how great it is to see you again tonight.
And by the way, Artie, that was Lieutenant Dan. That's beside the point.
And you really do look good. You're fleshed out like you've been eating.
And Artie, I think the last time we talked, I was kind of a dick to you.
I think we were dicks to each other, and I think we both had good reasons to do it. I'm good with that.
Okay, I'm good with that too. As long as we're good now.
Yeah, no, we're good now. No,
Awesome.
I'm really thrilled to see you tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so am I. Really,
I don't mean to shit on Nadine's tits because that's not my kink, but
I'm gonna leave that to
You.
I really just wanted to talk to you tonight.
Please. Oh, so difficult to clean. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well,
give it up to
You know, they might
NotJah
rust.
for bringing me back.
Yay!
Yay.
I just wanted to chat with you again.
How far did you have to?
Hashtag fuck NotJah. Hashtag fuck
How far did you have to go digging to find him upside down, sweetie?
No. Only to the other side of the planet.
Okay.
About 3.5 feet.
And I'm gonna say it again because if NotJah is not at 1,500 subs yet, I'm not going to be happy. But
Does it count if I unsub and then resub again?
no,
It does, but it counts both times.
Facebook his channel, whatever social media his channel, because let's get him to 1,500.
I've been waiting for that one for a while. I feel like this last couple hundred has just taken forever.
I got past 100 subs.
Yeah.
I'm on at 122 now.
Nice.
This one is a broader point, but I expect that Diana will appreciate it more succinctly and directly because she and I had kind of raced to 1,000
followers
on Twitter.
Yeah.
And since that time, where are you now on Twitter?
Close to 1,500. I have to see if I broke.
I am at 160. I am at 1,061.
I am at
When she and I started racing, I think it was December. Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
She had said that she had 950.
I got 9 more followers tonight.
I had 960. So I'm ahead. I know what is about to happen.
I was at 100. I was at 1,860 followers, and I got 8 more followers since
So
this
I told
morning.
Diana that she and I were going to race to 1,000.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to shock a lot of people, but she beat me. And not only did she beat me, but not only did she beat me, but she has accumulated about 550 followers in the span that it's taken me to accumulate almost 100.
I have to go look at. Here we go. Open chat, 1,000 Twitter followers celebration, and I think I did that pretty close to the time I broke 1,000. YouTube is telling me that was 4 months ago. Let me look at the.
Excuse me. Well, that would be
okay.
year.
That was the 9th of January of this year. So yeah, you and I were racing sometime in December. Yeah.
Yeah, and I told you that it was funny because I told you exactly what was going to happen. I literally told her exactly what was going to happen, and while 500
yourself up for defeat, that's what you're gonna get.
I'm not complaining.
Another thing, Artie, is a broken clock is right.
Back for having predicted what actually turned out to be true.
Oh, you're a guru.
Right, twice a day, Artie.
I'm a guru.
Hey, Artie, speaking of telling me shit, are you still going to be in Kentucky?
Will there be fried chicken there?
You is?
I don't. I have a hint of a thing about the thing that we're sharing.
Well, no, I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah, I know. I have a hint about that.
Your ugly mug.
And it turns out that one of my fucking cousin's kids, because I'm getting married.
Because we're gonna have a nice little meetup or whatever you want to call that. Because
I'm on the verge of having a great niece or nephew. I'm like within a year of that happening at this point.
Okay. No, Purple and I are going to be out there. I guess you're going to be out there. Cy is going to be out there.
I'm going to be in Northwest Ohio, I think is what's going to happen.
Oh, so you're not going to be down with us?
I don't think so.
Oh, darn you.
We'll talk about
I'll slap you down. I want to see your.
I know.
Shit.
Nobody wants to see you step off a train. I am not a very good person.
Yes. Terrible person.
Well, that's the best part about you.
I feel like it's the nicest thing that can be said about me.
Yes, it is.
At least it's honest.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, I've lost some friends recently, as it turns out, and I'm afraid that doesn't bother me as much as it should.
You're talking about what I think you're talking about, aren't you?
It's actually a reference to a joke that I made about somebody in one of my videos like a year and a half ago. She and I don't talk to each other as much as we should, and yeah, it's not a happy story about a rock.
Okay.
For those of you who have stories about rocks, this is a not happy version of one of those stories.
You don't be happy when you have a story about the rock. Oh, wait, wrong.
No, there are happy stories about rocks. If you don't think that's true, you're just a fucking monster.
Monster.
I didn't say there wasn't a happy story. So I was saying, how could there not be happy story?
You haven't said that. It doesn't matter what you actually said.
Very cool.
The only rock story I know is Fraggle Rock.
I'm winking.
I got you, buddy.
Winking.
Down in Fraggle Rock. Down in Fraggle Rock.
Don't test me. I know the whole theme song.
Yes. I have to say.
Hey, Faye's here. Hi, Faye.
I became a granddaddy.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, for the brother's sake.
Beautiful granddaughter named Willow, and she is super awesome. So many smiles.
Don, would you have any objection of sharing the picture? Because I could throw that up on my Manicam.
I want to see.
Seriously, just said you could throw up.
Do you have the picture, NotJah?
Yeah, I should still have it from Twitter, and I can just throw it on the Manicam.
Yeah, please do.
How is your daughter doing, by the way?
Which daughter?
Well, the one with that produced the grandchild. Let's start with that one.
Awesome. Yeah.
Way to be.
Her family life is still positive and
so far so good.
Good.
Yay! 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 Yay!
So save.
Artie, I don't know if you heard, but my other daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, she's living with me now.
Awesome, dude. No, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Way big good on you, man.
Yeah. Love having her here. She's super. Well, all my kids, like I've got 3 kids. There's my daughter that if you look at Notch's picture, that's my granddaughter.
Look at that little cutie. Look at the cute face. Oh,
Not John.
My little cheekies.
You've got to present. There you go. Now you got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to click on it. It's just the old Hangouts.
Present it full time. You got to do that.
I'm the baby. You gotta love me.
There we go. That's how.
Not the mama.
Boom! I figured it out.
Yahoo! Yay! Not just smart.
Yeah,
Oh my
wow.
goodie.
she's a sweetheart.
That's a cute fucking kid right there.
And
Yeah.
the smile.
Kid.
No.
So yeah, that's my oldest daughter, and anyone that followed me before I kind of left YouTube and Twitter would know her as Elvira.
Yes.
That's her daughter.
Excuse me.
She's what now? 6 months? How old is she?
Born in December.
Yes.
I went closest and
Yeah.
counting going over.
Okay. Mickey Mouse badge for Artie.
Yeah, will do.
I love that shit.
My youngest daughter just left. She's going out with a friend.
Bye.
No. Bye.
I'll change the picture back now.
I miss her already.
Otherwise, YouTube will think we're weird.
We are weird.
No, I am.
That's much better looking, NotJah, than your original picture.
Who are we trying to hide from with the weird thing?
We're not weird.
No, none of
They're
this.
just slightly off.
None of this is
Can I start a fire?
Will anybody be bothered if I start quoting Steely Dan
Love
lyrics?
him. This is a reading from Mein Kampf.
Oh no. No. Jeez.
Leave that on the editing room floor.
You about to wipe out there, NotJah?
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is one of like, the
You
latest
actually,
pictures I got.
sir?
No comment.
Well,
No, he's a great white.
Can I
Those-
just say how great a job you have done in capturing your body color as it relates to your face color in your surfing?
I didn't do this picture. Iseth.
Okay, how well that has been captured. It's a little dark. I mean, that's not exactly Cherokee white.
Pretty close though.
Yeah.
It was a solid enough job.
That's a lot of cream right there. That's not Cherokee white. That's in America. If you're in your 30s or have painted a house, Cherokee white is the color you're familiar with.
I just put a whole lot of sunscreen on. All right, I missed my chest.
But you live in the land of the sun. Why
Exactly. I
aren't you
need a
tan?
lot of sunscreen because I wear sunscreen.
Feel like you're a little brighter, little brighter.
What is
It's
I'm ripping
half
off-
a second before I get eaten by a shark, so I'm
I'm
like,
ripping off Gilda
scared
Radner.
white.
I'm ripping off Gilda Radner from 1976. Diana, help me out.
Have you gone back into the 70s?
Oh man, a little
Holy
earlier.
progressive.
Yeah, isn't it? Let me look here.
What year did you say? 76? Like I was 2.
76. I was 2 years old.
Yeah, same thing here. I was 2 years old.
All right, here we go.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. Hey, yay for us.
I'm the youngest person here. Damn it!
You're younger than me.
My son was
Okay,
born in December of '91. So
Sweetness. Gilda Radner portrayed Rosanna Dana between 77 and 80.
it wasn't Rosanna Dana that did that. The Team E. When did she join the cat? Is that 77 as well?
Oh man, I'm thinking that she was on Saturday Night.
Oh, my honey's gone.
Prior to that,
Gone.
I think he
I
must have fell
thought she was
asleep.
the original cast, which probably wasn't 70.
there would have been 75 if she were
Yeah.
the original cast.
Yeah, I think she was the original cast, and she wasn't doing Rosanna Dana, because that's a much deeper, throatier Brooklyn voice than the. Obviously, that shit stuck with me.
Obviously.
Let's bring this conversation back to where we all understand.
Yeah. I'm talking about one of the original really fucking funny women.
Excuse me.
Original funny women. There was no
Among
funny women.
earliest. Yeah. Before Lucille Ball, there was that's what I thought.
Did your brain just fucking die or what?
No, I'm just
Either or that or pause for dramatic effect.
that was I had to pause with a question mark. Before Lucille Ball,
It had everybody too. Everyone was silent, just waiting. What's coming out of that mouth?
Nothing. Not a word.
This is where I missed the fact that
Nerdy.
yeah, this is the point at which I missed the fact that my internet used to pause my face.
I used to love that.
yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
I remember screenshotting as many times as I could and quickly saving each image to try and get the funniest expression.
Peter is the one that I shared the idea of brain freeze with that created the whole brain freeze image. That was Peter.
Yeah, he's a creative dude like that.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Oh.
I would like to take this opportunity because I haven't done it in front of him before, so I'm just going to do it now to shit on the designs that he came up with for the Blocked by SJ attire. I feel like that was a
Okay, fine.
Artie,
That's some really
you
good
can
stuff there.
you can talk about Peter all you want, but I'm gonna say fuck Peter, calling me a fucking sexual predator. He can go fuck himself. So,
Yeah, let's
sorry,
not go
Artie.
down that path, though.
yeah. We can have that conversation, man. I don't want to not have that conversation with you. I'm not aware of that as having been a thing, and you and I should have that conversation. But I don't think this is the place for it. But you and I can have that conversation.
Yeah.
I just want to know how I feel about him before you go ahead and talk about him.
I'm cool with that. He and I are friends and have been for a good little while. And I want to have this conversation with you, but let's not do that now.
Yeah, let's do that over a private hangout. Huh?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be thrown into me trying to source new information about old friends.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Well, Jen, I haven't heard from Peter in a while either. We're not exactly on the greatest of terms either, but it's beside the point. Yeah, there's an interesting thing. I mean, not to detract from anyone, but
Yeah,
if you want to find trouble, just look for Peter.
Well, that's part of what makes it funny that he and I are hooking up for a thing. I mean, there's no irony lost in that. But yeah, no, we can all talk about lots of things that we shouldn't. I'm just not prepared to deal with any of that right now.
Right, gotcha. Yep.
I have been drinking since my mom left.
I haven't been doing much drinking since date night with the gin and Dr.
It's been a weird week.
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay. His phone died, apparently. That's what happened.
Admitted,
Josiah.
the weird of the week has now been topped by Nadine. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I have no defense against that notion. That's absolutely true. Peak level weird. Yeah, you seriously need to raise yourself up. You're getting to the bottom third now. You need to.
I can only move my camera so much. Where I've got a position so that I have some body.
And look at that body.
I'm slipping down.
That's why you're my wife.
Funny. Yeah, I've got middle bodies. Yeah. Well, you know, it does make it a lot easier when you just have to go to a mechanic instead of getting a doctor's appointment. Usually mechanics a lot quicker.
Now, this is NotJah's channel. This is NotJah's channel, so
it is.
I would love to hear from Not. Yeah, it is your channel,
NotJah.
I would love to hear from NotJah about what to expect on his channel in the future.
Oh shit!
Huge, throbbing, glistening dicks.
Well, I'll tell you, NotJah, are you working on any videos that will be released in November?
In November?
November?
Like the last video you did, it was supposed to be released before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Did what, a week ago?
Yeah, no, that's actually correct. It was a week ago, and it was in the making for a good 6 months at least. That was a pain in the ass, and just to get done. So I'm so happy that it came together and so very well too. It looked like I was impressed by the end result.
Oh, it turned out. And I have to speak to you about that. I have to speak to you about that.
Wow.
I'm sitting there. The very last thing on the video is me saying,
"Bye."
Blah 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 blah. You can cut that out.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can keep it in and see me giggling. Of course, I'm gonna keep it in and see you giggling.
And I did like the blooper reel. That was good.
You did a wonderful a goodbye at the end of it as well, so it worked perfect for the last one. And if you noticed, you're the first person to open as well. Like
I noticed that.
Yeah,
rounded up very nicely. I put thought into
it. I was to leave.
NotJah.
But
I'm feeling a little tired.
You did an awesome job. That was awesome.
I was feeling a little tired before this, NotJah. So just so you know, I picked up a vial of Coke in order to make it through the stream. Okay.
Very good. I think
that's all right with you.
I was sort of just still waking up when we started, so I needed a good dose of that myself.
You need some of my Coke?
I haven't had full strength Coke for a while.
Yeah, NotJah puts protein powder into his Coke.
Mine's not full strength Coke.
What I thought. Yeah.
This isn't a full strength.
What are you?
Whatever the hell it is.
But I do actually have another video that I'm possibly going to manage to get out today or tomorrow, depending on.
Shameless plug.
You're doing shitloads better than I am. When was the last time I put out a standalone video? I mean, seriously, that wasn't about.
But you're doing streams.
Diana, a lady should not speak about the last time she put out.
Hey, I'll tell you what. It's been years, so I don't even know if I remember how.
I am a chauvinist. Don't tell me about your sex life.
Standalones again.
As far as I'm concerned, you were an innocent little babe in the woods. You can't possibly have indulged.
Well, you would almost think it, because I'll tell you, it's been what? Goddamn, I've been alone for 10 years.
Well, we can both think about each other because neither of us have watched the other doing it.
Now that's in everybody's head.
Are you sure about that,
Okay.
Artie?
Can't believe I spit that out of this drunken fucking mind, out of this drunken fucking mouth. I got all of that out there fucking it up.
Poutine powder.
Achievement unlocked.
Poutine powder. Oh, that's some good poutine.
Oh my god, that made me
Doorknob
laugh.
says, how about talking about any props that might have been used?
Oh, I'm more fixated on the lighting, really.
Like the underboob lighting?
Well,
I see that you've got ventilation going back there.
yeah. Oh yeah, she's got Hogan's where her armpits used to be.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Never mind the technical difficulties. I'm not sitting right. This is hard work.
I love your boobies, Nadine. That's awesome.
Boobs are fun.
You can look up.
Where's your boobies, NotJah?
Yeah, like I say, I'd like a set that didn't come off with my bra, really, you know?
Well, these ones don't.
Maybe Nadine could make some for you, Diana.
Yeah, there you go. You already
titanium boobs.
Ask for
No,
armpit.
they're not titanium. They're boobanium. They're not
Just ask
titanium.
for
They're
armpit,
boobanium.
Diana.
Yeah, because of the
So they're softer than other metals.
No, just shinier.
Because of the relationship I have with my mom and our sense of humor. Her breast, when she lost a breast to breast cancer, the first thing out of my mouth was, "Well, weight loss is weight loss."
I just would
You are rude.
That's funny.
Just how shit rolls between us. And when she does show up in public, when she's not wearing her what's the word, bra with the extra boob, I'll say, "Where's your other boob?"
I'm just looking. I had other screens up for a minute there, and I'm just looking at the watch screen now, and I see Jen with one end's comment here. She asked me, should I do a video where I directly compare SJ to Dolores Umbridge and/or Aunt Lydia?
Yes.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yes.
Do it.
Include Voldemort in there too.
Yeah, that's the thing that should be seen. She should be on the back of somebody else's head at some point.
Okay, I've been out of the scene for a little while.
Yes, you have.
My question is to Jen with one N. Did you finish the freaking alphabet?
No, she has not yet.
Yeah.
No, we're going through it though.
You haven't been gone that long.
I don't even remember my last video.
Dawn's been gone, what, a year?
What? Oh, no. Not quite.
Not quite. It's been gone since
a year.
Yeah, a few months shy of a year.
Okay.
And maybe
I knew
Jen
there was
is from Alabama and doesn't know the alphabet, so she can't finish it.
Well, it's not so much that she doesn't know it as that the alphabet is just kind of a menagerie. It's just a accumulation of ideas about letters. It's not really a thing.
Yeah.
I know my ACQs, okay?
But it would at least help explain the fact that Alabama is somehow behind Mississippi in education.
Alabama is at the bottom of the barrel in the
Well, is that
U.S.
'cause Mississippi has a trick to knowing how to spell the name of its state.
Yeah,
and
I feel like that's
that
worth at least like 3 extra points now. How the fuck else does Alabama become worse than Mississippi?
I'm pretty sure. Isn't Alabama? Yeah,
Because they
exactly.
spent all their A's in the name.
But isn't Alabama spelled in Alabama? Isn't it spelled BAMA?
Well,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Bama more applies to the University of Alabama than the state. But most of Alabama is all about Bama. I'm not gonna lie.
Their national saying is "Roll Tide."
If you're old enough, one of my friends growing up was the grandson of Bear Bryant.
And if anyone is upset that we're hating on Alabama right now,
They can go shove it.
Yeah, they're a reason not to live there. Don't be a
deal
dick.
with your
Well, I'll tell you what,
laws,
you've got-
and then we might be
Yeah,
more
yeah.
respectful.
Deal with the laws that practically make women slaves, and we'll deal with you.
Well,
Otherwise, you could
let's
just fuck off and screw yourselves.
Don't
Let's
forget
not-
about the things that were in.
No.
Don't forget about the subjects that came up in that movie about Greenbow, Alabama.
Well, let's not forget that Alabama is not alone in this horrendousness. I mean, there's Georgia, there's Ohio, there's Missouri.
Yeah, Ohio.
God damn, what else?
And there's going to be a lot of people there that don't agree with the direction the states are going that have to suffer it.
But Ohio is a special case because Ohio just went legalize marijuana and fuck with women's rights and abortion.
Well, I don't know. What is it that they figured they took a step ahead in legalizing grass, so they had to take 2 steps behind?
No, one of them was a referendum, and the other one was voted for in state Congress.
Okay, so in other words, they're making themselves look good one way, so they've got to make themselves look really shitty.
It's mostly that the majority of the population is one way, and the people that have been elected to represent those people are another way.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah. Let's remember, guys, that I grew up in Ohio. And even then, it's a lot like Pennsylvania. There were those couple bastions of sanity. You had Cleveland, you had Columbus, and then the rest of the state was as red as a used tampon on a heavy flow day.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. And I am so glad I am the hell out of Ohio. Not that Pennsylvania is that much better, but it is better.
It's better in the sense that
you're in PA.
It's better in the sense that I live in Indiana, which is on the other side of Ohio, which is vastly worse than Pennsylvania.
Oh, hell yeah. Blue collar, I'm in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you have union members and shit. We have less Amish that have a bigger voice. It was really weird that Indiana passed a voter ID law because that meant that most of the most observant Amish, who invariably voted Republican, could no longer vote because they wouldn't allow their image to be taken. That's technology.
That is amazing.
Because Pennsylvania Amish are way more progressive than that and know better, but not fucking here, and not the Amish in Wisconsin or the Amish in Minnesota. It gets worse as you go west. But for me, it was weird because I left this town where there's Amish. I rent from an Amishman. That's why my name is Artemis Brain Sample, y'all. It's way more progressive than it was when I left 16 years ago. They're allowed to wear colors, and they're allowed to have snaps and buttons, and it's very fucking different. But it's not. It's Pence country. It's Pence country. That crazy backwards motherfucker was the goddamn governor here.
And which is why I damn near lost it when my friend told me back in 2016 that Pence was Trump's running mate. It was like, what the fuck?
I said he's getting elected. I said that's all they fucking needed. It's over. He's getting elected. There's so much hate for her, and so much he speaks his mind, and that guy's a crazy fucking Christian. That combination got enough votes. How the fuck else do you account for evangelicals thinking that Trump is worth a fuck to anybody?
Well, this is the interesting thing. Whenever I would hear Trump or people talking about Trump, he says what he means. He speaks his mind. I would hear the female slimy bastard, because that's everything she would say. It's, I speak my mind. In other words, she's a piece of shit.
Yeah. So you're obviously a cunt. Okay, great.
Yeah, definitely. And it's no wonder nobody liked her. In a family full of arseholes, nobody liked her. So you can tell, how far down the totem pole she was. Anyway, they kind of shut everything off there, didn't I? And
that was. Well, now that you shut everything off, can we talk about how sexy NotJah is in his French maid?
I tell you what, he looks better in that thing than I would.
I feel like the right hand is beat in.
So pretty.
I think the right hand is beat in, and the left hand is beat out.
I feel pretty.
Always critiquing the goddamn picture.
You will clean my plates anytime, NotJah.
I'll clean up your bits any day.
She's
I'll
just
spank
hiding
your
a fox,
bum, but I won't have sex with you. Okay?
just hiding a foxtail butt plug.
I'm always worried though if I put them on the screen, I'll actually get in trouble. It's a good one. I met Aaron Ra and what's his face, Matt Dillon.
The one with the hair and the one without.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just cracked myself the fuck up.
Oh man, I'll tell you, Aaron is an absolute sweetie, though. He really is. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping everything goes well, and we actually get to pull this off. For me to be down in Kentucky, because I'd really like to meet him.
Yes, you have a crush on him, Diana. We all know.
No. John, you don't know? Wait a minute. You don't know that it's Bionic Dance I have the crush
on? Well, I know that too, but you get a crush on a lot of people, Diana.
That's like the internet's most well-known secret, Diana.
Diana, I would just like to point out, this is an appropriate time to mention that I'm really happy that ours is not the second most. Shit. I think I might have just pooped my pants.
Oh my.
Anal leakage is a normal thing.
Yeah, I used to it.
Wasn't that a line in one of the South Park episodes where you had Rod Stewart in a wheelchair? I pooped my pants!
Yes. I was wondering if you thought that. Yeah. That's exactly what I was referring to.
Or you have Kyle's little brother just saying, "I put my pants."
Oh, yeah, and that's I pooped my pants. What's his name? I can't even remember his name now. I know he's adopted.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh,
I might just shit myself a little bit.
Oh, Ike. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking Canadian kid.
Yeah.
Goddamn
baby.
All I can think now is Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy can
Oh my!
dick.
Oh my, Jen, that would be fantastic.
I totally lost you on Ron Jeremy.
What would be fantastic?
Jen says she wants to go to Kentucky as well. Her sister lives in Tennessee. If it's close enough, she might be able to stay with her. That would be fucking amazing. It really would be.
Fucking easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's, as far as it goes now, if it works out, and it amazes the hell out of me that he's going to actually do this because it's going way out of his way. Purple Rhymes with Orange wants to come out here, pick me up, and take me down to Kentucky. Now, remember that he's in Michigan. It would be a straight shot for him, straight shot south. But yet he's going to go way the fuck east to grab my arse and take me out to Kentucky. God, he must be weird or something.
Freaking awesome.
Purple is such a sweetie.
He is really.
NotJah, I do want to point out though that Diana said a fucking amazing, which means she's made this video not eligible to be monetized.
Right.
Oh no!
You'll have to backpass that. Yeah, and then last I checked, Strike is going out to Kentucky as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Purple Rhymes with Orange. If you can do that for Diana, that is freaking amazing.
So far it's on. So we're going to see what happens here. Now, wait a minute. Jen, your sister's neighbor is Kane. I'm not sure I get that. What is that all about?
She's an ableist.
And is her sister named Abel?
Must be. I don't know. Then we've got this kitty that's over here.
Goddamn ableist.
So lame.
Oh, no wonder I didn't know who you were talking about. Okay, I really don't know about wrestling.
Oh, the wrestler. I've heard of that guy. Don't know really anything about him, but I've heard the name. It's like Undertaker. I've heard of the name. Don't know shit about the fucking.
Well, I heard a rumor that wrestling isn't real.
No.
Say it ain't so.
Wait, are you telling me it's all CGI?
You're a prick.
Yeah.
Not CGI, but they're actors.
Yeah.
And the blood is makeup.
Is it? That's crazy.
It's tomato juice.
Tomato juice.
Man, I'll tell you the.
Oh, Kim, I love your voice. Oh, I just love your voice, Kim. You're just so wonderful.
I get together so much too.
Like, hey, that's my hobby. Are you just taking my hobby away? Oh, you can't have my hobby.
I wonder where you got that from. I wonder where you got that from. You changed a bit. Did you change your hair?
Yeah, I only just noticed I'd put this up now. Jeez.
Wait, what are you gonna do to that poor animal?
That's my Popeye.
Smack it around for a little bit. Whatever it takes.
It shows you how old behind the times I am, Blue Collar and Jen. The big red machine I know is the 76 Reds.
I don't even know. I'm so lost.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused too. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, lovely.
Doorknob kind of lost too.
Oh, wait a minute, Chin.
Our picture show anyone? Can I say though that the last picture he had up, it's like a Minecraft type picture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I developed I did a bunch of programming for Mine Test, which is an open source version of Minecraft. There's some big differences, but they're basically the same type of game.
Yeah.
And I've been getting back into that, so I'm going to be doing more programming for it.
Yay!
Cool.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard of Mind Test,
I had not until you had mentioned it.
Mindtest.net. Check it out. It's available on Mac, Windows, and Linux.
I noticed the Linux, yes.
And yeah, it's like Minecraft, except that instead of basically accepting what Minecraft offers you, you kind of make your own game. So if you want animals, you add animals. If you want
It sounds sick, man.
like a lot of the mods I've made have been about building. Like my decks is like a realistic looking deck that you can add to your home. So if you go to github.io/Don Batman, you'll get to my mods.
Cool.
Neat.
One of the ones I really like is my months, and Nathan and I developed this, and it is basically a calendar for Mind Test where during certain months it it actually snows, and then in the spring snow melts, and in the summer there's no snow or anything. Plants grow, stuff like that. And recently Mind Test put out version 5.
Yeah, I'm saying 501 here.
Yeah. And there's a couple of my mods that I have to update to work with that version, but because I have I think I have over 40 mods for it. So almost all of them work with the new version.
Wrong spec.
And the ones that don't all have updated probably within a few days. But yeah, if you like the idea of Minecraft, Mind Test, my opinion is way better because you can make the game the way you want it to be.
I was working with a program called Magica Voxel, and that's where I got the idea for that character from. Well, technically, I was making a Josiah and a Nadine, and then Artie and NotJah came on for my 100th sub celebration, and while I was doing that, I made them a character too. I'm planning on doing a few more characters and maybe doing up an animation when I figure out how to get the animations better.
That'd be cool.
Like to get all the characters all walking around, all that kind of fun stuff. Yay!
Cool.
Magica Voxel is free and it's fun, kind of little thing to play with. I got all kinds of stuff in it, but I'm mostly using Blender. This is what I'm working in right now. I'm trying to build the sky properly, or at least semi-properly. Because there we go. There. And get the sky going right so that I can adjust it when needed.
What is it called?
This one here, or Magica Voxel, just a second, M-A-G or J? M-A-J, M-A-G-I-C-A Voxel, V-O-X-E-L.
That's based on Mind Test, isn't it?
No. This is
Sure?
a voxel. It's just a voxel editor. I have no idea. It's been around for a while. It's just a little voxel editor. That's all it is. But it's quite a neat little program. Just a second here. Window capture. Let's change it from the Magica Voxel. There we go. This is all it is. It's just this little. So now I can we'll just get rid of this. And then I could pick a color. The palette never updates properly when I do the
orange.
But so there we can make some legs. Oops. But yeah, it's just you can do whatever you want in it.
Yeah.
But I like the where's the little thingies here? There's a do you want to save changes? No, I do not want to save changes. So there's a Christmas scene. Oops. There's the scene. So, you know, this is a scene that was pre-made. I've got.
Okay.
What did I do? Up. There's a base person. That's probably me. And
well,
there's
Ruben Wordy made a node box editor, which is something you might be interested in, Nadine.
And there's a tree I made. Yeah, maybe
tree.
Is this sunflower? But this is just basic voxel, like just kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I like this one. It kind of looks like a Borg thingy when you color it black.
Cool.
Oh, wait a minute. I know the name of that.
It's a Manger is what it's called in here, but I don't know. If you color it, but it's like too black. You can't see it. There we go. So.
Yeah,
and then
that's a certain fractal element.
Yeah, there's this is a scene I did up of
complex.
Angscar. This
chat. Nadine, look at chat.
Look at chat. Wait now, just a second. Oops, wrong spot. There we go. Nadine has a god complex.
She is a goddess.
Mm-hmm. Damn right.
You are
And
too.
then this
Oh.
this is the thingy that I made. That I was
Goddess
kinda cool.
of cat ears.
Metal. Metal.
Well, these are the only
And
decent
these-
set of headphones I own, so.
These are the characters that came with it. But I had a crew. There we go. There's Artie. There's Artie and his puppies. Even though apparently I've got to paint the one black. And then there's Josiah and the cat. And there's a bigger version. That's another friend of mine and his trumpet. There's me.
Hold on, I gotta get my glasses.
And there's me and another version of me, short and squat. Apparently, I lost my legs though. I lost my feet.
You ain't got no legs, Goddess
Ah, who needs feet?
I don't need feet. And then there's our names. And there's NotJah. There's NotJah and the doggy.
Who needs feet when you have boobs?
Yeah. Yep.
Why does
Especially-
NotJah look more like a girl than you do, Nadine?
This because NotJah's got the dreadlock thingies going on. There's a skyscraper thingies that I don't know. I didn't build these. These came with the. These were kind of a couple of add-ons, but it's all made with.
NotJah does not have dreadlocks thing going on. He has some braids.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Big
It's hard to do braids when you've got just little squares to work with.
Oh,
Yeah,
trust me.
squares.
I've done all my own graphics for my mods. I know.
Like there's I've got squares to work with. There's no braids. This is the closest thing to braids as I could manage to find. And like this thing, if you color a spot, it doesn't. Ooh, it's Mecho. If you color one voxel, it colors the whole thing. It doesn't just color one side of it. It colors the whole thing.
But he has pretty pink lipstick.
Yep. And a big nose.
He's got a purty mouth.
You can take them out. You can take out any characters that you build in here and pull them out and pull them into Blender and do more with them. So you could technically texture the braids to look like braids then. But anyway, that's that. I like playing with it. It's fun to play with. There. No.
Oh, Kimberly.
Showing
No.
everyone the
so
mystery
content.
behind the magic.
Yeah. There we go.
Here, everyone was looking at my avatar going, that was really NotJah.
Yeah.
Gave away all the tricks.
I know. I'm terrible.
Sorry.
I'm definitely terrible. And I made the alphabet too. Cancel. Paintbrush. Now I made the alphabet too, so I can no, that's not working right. There we go. Nope, that's not working right either.
Represents you. Stop flickerings.
Well, that's not working right. Yeah.
I want to go through the people so that everyone watching knows who we are and stuff. And you're like first in order here. Who are you,
Okay.
Nadine?
I'm the strange person on the internet. I have Nadine. I've got a crafting channel, and I do a stream every Sunday at 2:30 Central. 2:30. No, 2:30 my time, noon Central.
2:30 Newfie time.
2:30 Newfie time, noon Central, and it's an audiobook club stream, and then I do an odd video once in a while. Now that my computer is back up and running, I should be able to get something out pretty soon. And I've got my personal channel where I do tech stuff in the odd stream and all that kind of fun stuff, and a lot of any animations that I end up building usually go on there too, and all that kind of fun stuff. Yay!
Yeah. Nadine doesn't do the typical atheist videos where they're debunking this or that or talking religion.
No.
I don't know. Does anybody do that anymore?
It's so important that we include not only the debunking stuff, but the atheists that are just regular people doing their thing, like crafting, and get them into the community and make it normalized.
Yep.
Anyways,
and it's normal. It's normal, even though I might not be.
You bitch. Time to move on to the next bitch.
No.
Oh, Diana. Oh, I'm the bitch, right?
You are, but we love you anyway.
Diana,
Yes,
who are you?
Well, I am Diana Clarion, first in war, first in peace, last in the American League. I do talk show, basically, Sunday noon Eastern, coffee with Diana, coffee with lavender, and have all sorts of wonderful guests talking about all sorts of wonderful things. And unfortunately, my next show coming up, well, it's just turned over to midnight here, so it's going to be in 12 hours. Is not going to be so much fun. Caitlin Chloe is going to be on air with me, and we're going to be talking about the horribly shitty abortion bills that have been coming up state after state after state. And
that'll be a pretty serious one.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, not as much fun as my last couple of shows, that sort of thing. But it's something that's got to be done. It's kind of something that's got to be talked about. So
well, that's it. It's important to cover those things. Normally the most important things aren't going to be the fun ones.
Yeah, and I will say that it seems that I'm doing less of the strictly atheist stuff, as Dawn mentioned. Less of that and more of the current topics, if you will. And as he says, maybe it's a good thing that we do things in addition to, if not other than, debunking, etc. Let people know that we are real people. We are not. We are not the seals of religion. Yeah, we are not the Delta Force out to destroy everything. We're actually real folks with real concern.
Sure we are. Sure we are. We're terrible.
And we'd also go a long way to show the uniqueness amongst as well, because there's so much generalizing. It would help to see that, oh no, they're all very, very different people,
What? You mean it?
Yeah.
Are we?
Fancy that, right?
And Doorknob Head,
Nice to me.
it's amazing, isn't it, that I'm not CGI. It's totally amazing.
I am.
And in some of the other stuff I do, I appear on Sci Strike's movie night every. Let's see, here in the Eastern time zone, it's the midnight between Friday and Saturday is when we start. And if nobody knows what movie night is, it's a drinking show with a science problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. NotJah can tell you as well. You know, you haven't been on in a while, Sweetness. You got to come on and.
I know, and I thought I'd be able to make it on yesterday. It was yesterday for me, and because like the Leah show normally prevents it. Like it'll run late, and then we'll end up doing post stuff after the show. You know, organizing for the next week and all that. And so normally by the time I'm done with that, I am buggered, and I'll just chill in the side chat. And if I've got a bit of energy, I'll jump in. But yesterday I got into some editing, which is a video that I've actually got pretty much done. I've just got to render it and upload it. But yeah, and that kind of held me back from size yesterday.
Yeah, if you want to see some of the worst pseudoscience, etc., films debunked, ripped into shreds, just come on down and pay us a visit.
And
It's a great fun
Strike
place.
is an awesome guy.
He's a big sweetie.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Now, I actually want to go back to something NotJah said before I get to you, Kimberly.
Okay.
NotJah said we're different people. And that is something that is so huge. I mean, like, you just look at me in my community, okay? I'm a guy that I've got piercings and stuff. I'm a freak.
You can say that again.
But
just another.
Next door to me is a guy that walks around with a cowboy hat. I mean, how is that any different, right? A guy that lives in an apartment in the city that walks around like a cowboy, and to the other side of me, there's this huge flag. It's the gay flag, the rainbow flag, flying in their backyard, and
loud and proud.
How is that so out of the ordinary from me? And that is something people need to understand, is there is so much diversity in this world. And I mean, I'm a half block from a 7-Eleven, and a lot of the people that work at that 7-Eleven are Muslims. And I go in there quite often, and it's not like, oh, you're Muslim, oh geez, I want nothing to do with. No, it's how you doing, man, and it's a fist bump, right? And
you take people as individuals.
Exactly.
You take them for what they are worth, not what the greater group of whatever stereotype you decide to pitch them in is worth.
Yeah, and get to know the people before you judge them, because if you want to judge people, you think about it. It's like, you wear a cowboy hat. Oh, you're a conservative that's against abortions. That's
these would be the stereotypes, yeah.
There's so many things about every stereotype you can think of that's wrong. And I mean, the guy with the cowboy hat that I mentioned next door, I noticed that he had a flat tire on his vehicle. I said, I saw him outside one day, and I said, I got a compressor. You need to get that pumped up. Let me know. And he said, "Oh, thank you very much." Blah blah blah. And there's more issues with his vehicle than just pumping up a tire, but just me offering to help him out, him and I got talking. I know what's wrong with his vehicle. He knows that when he gets the parts, if he needs help putting it back, fixing his vehicle, I'm there for him. And not only that, but I love fishing. He likes fishing.
You got a
Chances
fishing
are
buddy.
him and I are going fishing in the future.
Yeah.
A
that's it.
freak
It's
and a cowboy are going to go fishing in the future.
it's all too easy to find a reason to separate from other people and to find diversity. That is the easiest way. Like any one single thing can bring diversity if you want that to be what it is. Whereas on the other side of that coin, you have so many more potential things that you could find a connection. And with a connection, you can minimize diversity, which I think is, not diversity, sorry, not minimize diversity, minimize separation, like being afraid of that other, that sort of looking at diversity as if it was not, we're different, like they're different and so they don't want to be a part of. Whereas once you break down that wall and you break down those stereotypes that you were thinking, you find that most people, you'll definitely have things in common. There are always going to be something you have in common, or something two people will always inevitably have something they can find they like. Like it might be a movie, or it might be this, or it might be that. But it's just whether you're going to focus on that, or whether you're going to focus on that one thing that you disagree on, or the one thing that you don't see eye to eye on.
Yeah, and even if it's 3 or 4 things that you don't disagree, or you do disagree on, there's going to be at least one, if not far more, things you do agree on.
Yeah.
And I find that so important. And I'm a guy that for those that have known me for a while, know that I had a mental health issue last summer, and it went bad, and I ended up just stopping doing YouTube videos, and I had over 3,000 Twitter followers, and I got rid of my Twitter account, and it was all just because I needed to get my mental health dealt with in order to be able to continue. And my mental health is way better now. And I'm back on Twitter, and I think I might have like 50 Twitter followers now.
Yay.
And that's fine with me, because for my mental health, having a few thousand is too much. And I want people that know me to interact with me. And I mean, if there's someone out there that wants to follow me, fine. And I will interact with you. And but you know, if you're being a jerk, I'm gonna just block you or whatever.
Well, it's social media, dude. That's the prerogative. We're all able to, treat it in the way, like everyone goes on about it being like there's any responsibilities and, you're a public figure or, whatever. It's like, it doesn't really work that way in the real world. Like, that's just sort of your ideals. And not everyone needs to live up to, them ideals. They have their own.
Yeah.
So.
And, I don't have any videos on my channel anymore. But I still have quite a few people subscribed to my channel, and I'm not sure why. But
holding out hope that you'll release another video.
Yeah, I appreciate them, and I went offline basically for quite a while, and there's so many people that they when I come back, they're like, "Wow, Don, so great to see you again." And even through my blackout period, there's some people that continued to talk to me through certain ways, and I appreciate every one of you. NotJah and Nadine,
Love ya.
love yous both. You two have been like the bedrock of my online existence. You two are awesome.
As long as the word bed is in there, I'm happy.
Yeah. Are you and I? What? Oh, there it is.
I got him.
Oh, it wasn't Elmo.
No, I thought.
Oh man, send it to me so I have it.
I will do.
Run away!
That's it. So I figure I'll take this junction to actually start closing down. I know you were doing a few shout outs for people and stuff. Did you get through everybody?
Well, Reese has not been in the chat, but I do want to say thank you to Reese because things happen behind the scenes with Reese. And thank you, Reese, for being an awesome friend.
Reese is a good dude.
Reese is a good
for
dude.
sure.
Reese is another one of my hobbies that I collected.
Yeah. Yeah, because Reese is like, yeah, it was obvious you were having a mental health issue. I don't understand why so many people went against you, and that fuck that meant a lot to me, and it's no different than you, NotJah, or you, Nadine, where you're, you know,
You?
I had an issue. So what?
Everybody
It doesn't
does.
change who I am, right? And Space Monkey.
Ciara.
Hopefully she sees this video.
She never watches my videos.
I said I tagged her in the ones, but she's in bed right now. It's like
Yeah.
ridiculous in the morning there. It's 5:30 in the
And I wouldn't
morning.
expect her to watch through 2.5, 3 hours worth of video just to catch that.
But
It's a long
if
shit.
Space Monkey is watching this eventually, much love, girl. Much love.
I might let her. I might advise her where to look.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of people like there's so many people I could shout out here, but it's just too many people. There's so much love sent my way, and I appreciate every one of yous and love yous all. Now, NotJah, one thing I want to say is I was going through people and I never got to Kim yet.
Okay.
So,
yep.
So I think Kim should give herself a shout out before you shut down.
I agree.
No, attention. Ah! All right, well, yeah, as my Hangouts gave away, my real name is Kimberly, but on YouTube, I'm Adelinda Dragon Queen. Like, the only things I post on my channel are things I see, like, at conventions sometimes. Lately, I've been afraid to do more because I'm afraid of copyright strikes and all that BS that goes on now. And, like, I'm just not big on anything. Mainly, I just post things like that to share with other people, but YouTube's making that harder. And, yeah, I love pretty much everybody in this room because you all are awesome and I'm not. So,
Aww.
Oh, I wouldn't
You
think that. No, that's
I
not the
don't
way to
even
go.
know you, and I can see you're awesome, Kimberly.
Yeah,
Dude, you've been
very
drilling
well
us with
either.
your voices all night.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You're much better than my voices.
Um,
My Kermit,
Kim-
my everything voice sounds the same. I do have a Newfie voice. I can pull that out now, once in a while now, buddy, and Lord, Thunder, and Jesus, all that kind of stuff.
Shit.
I'll be to you.
Well, okay. So had you gone through and like everyone had shouted, everyone else out, hey?
Wait. I want to respond to Kimberly's thing about her not being so wonderful. Do you know about the Dunning-Kruger effect? Where the better you are, the less you think you are, or the worse you are,
I must be
better
terrible.
you think you are.
I must be terrible because I think I'm awesome.
Yeah,
especially honking my boobs.
You're
Isn't
crap.
that sort of-
You're crap, Nadine. You're crap.
Isn't that also very applicable with intelligence? Where like people who are usually not that intelligent generally think they are, and you'll find very few actually intelligent people going around going, "Oh, I'm so smart," like they're
most of them
normally
are
the ones
like,
going, I know what I need to still learn. I know how dumb I am. You know,
I was actually in a conversation where everybody was the exact same thing today. It was it was a whole bunch of really fucking awesomely smart people, and every one of them were like, I'm not that smart. I just try and keep doing my thing.
humility. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But putting it in Kimberly's realm here, her thinking she's not so wonderful may be an indication that she is super awesome. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You are
And
so
roll
sweet.
with that. We'll go with that.
And
yeah.
I just met you tonight, Kimberly, but
But he's gushing already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I going to have another wife in the picture?
Maybe.
I'm gonna be so jelly.
I might become Mormon and have more than one wife. Okay.
I'm like the one that's supposed to have the more than one husbands. That's the other way around. It doesn't work so well.
But Nadine,
Group marriage.
Yes, honey.
Nadine, tell me something.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to have another wife, wouldn't you want it to be Kimberly?
Oh,
my god!
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially when I'm gone fishing, you
gonna need
two
more
are
robo
like,
boobs.
yeah. We'll play with
I'll have to
your.
work on my
Excuse me.
Maybe next time I'll have better upgrades.
I can just say, like, I wish I had the time, the money, and everything I could put into to, like, make my channel actually into something. But like, I don't even know where to start.
The big thing. The time's the big thing. The money's not so much. You can. I'm starting to do more videos again now that my computer's back up and running, and I'll be covering a whole bunch of free tools that can be used for channel stuff and things like that. Got to get the hair right, That's just a big thing.
Is Diana still with us?
No, she's not.
No. Okay.
Had everyone been shouted out then by now? Because I think I missed a few before when I ran off and grabbed some food. So
yeah,
No,
I think
everybody's dealt with and
dealt with.
Yeah. You're dealt with now. Diana.
Yes,
Diana.
Yes, dude.
Much love, girl. So nice hanging out with you again.
Yay. Love you, sweetie.
Yeah, it's been awesome seeing you again. And Kimberly, tonight's first night, but hopefully not our last night. Sexy
hopefully
girl,
not.
you.
It was really fun coming on here tonight. Thanks, NotJah.
Oh, no, not a problem at all. I'm glad you had fun.
And
I was a bit worried at first because, like, there's a tendency when there's a lot of people in for a lot of over talking, and some people don't get a lot of words in. But you did well,
Yeah, it's always hard to get this, especially get more people.
Yeah, and I hate being the rude one, and I'm just like, I'm just like, no, I'll stay quiet. I'll stay quiet.
Oh yeah.
No, it's all good.
See, I do that too sometimes, and I just stay in the back and giggle once in a while, and I just love it.
Yeah.
Nothing better
Giggle,
than our
stop, all the things.
Okay. You want to do some giggling here? We're gonna have to work on that.
Uh-oh, what are you bringing on? I was about to.
Okay. While
close it
you're
down.
working on that, Diana, there's one person that hasn't shouted out their channel yet.
Oh,
Can they do it?
No.
No, we can. No, we can.
Oh,
do
good lord! Jesus!
What am I doing? No, I'm not.
My eyes, they burn. They burn.
Is she trying to kill us again?
She's trying to kill us again.
I knew it was a bad idea to switch back to that screen.
Okay.
Okay. There's one person that hasn't shouted out their channel yet,
Where the hell's my
and
cursor?
even
There it
though
is.
there's a naked man on screen,
NotJah.
NotJah.
So everyone should go and subscribe to Tria in the chat there. Did you hit your, was it 50 or, because I think
40.
I saw you, or was it 40 that we're
I
waiting
was
on?
40. Yeah.
Oh, yay, we hit it.
Yep.
Cool. Let's see if we can get to 50.
Yay.
Everyone should go and sub to Tria.
Get her to 100 so she can have her custom URL.
Oh, that would be ideal.
Will do.
Yay. Yeah, I need my craft channel to my 100. Saying.
Otherwise,
Consider
I
yourself
suppose,
stalked.
you know, if you're here, you know me, so you should be subbed to me. And I've got a video gonna come out pretty soon with the Godless Strayan, who is in the chat just up there a little bit too. So make sure you go sub to them. It'll be a very interesting Godless Strayan.
Oh,
Strayan.
It's like Godless Cranium Australia style.
Yeah. Me and her are going to do a video. Should be out either tonight or tomorrow. Which would be really fun. We're smashing Ken Ham.
Actually, Jen, that was
it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
but Jen does remind me. I've got to see if I can get hold of Chuck Tingle. If there's any way in the entire freaking world, I want him on my show.
The most disappointing thing there will be finding out that what his real name is. It will be something really boring and bland, you know, Bob Smith. You know, anyway, I'm gonna shut it down
he's
now,
a really
everyone.
boring person, you know.
All right.
The whole Chuck Tingle is a facade.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
So anyway, this is NotJah Witness's channel, and if you've come across this channel by chance, made it this far through the video,
if you made it this far, you're a
NotJah
champ.
is freaking awesome. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell because he doesn't have a regular upload schedule. but that'll tell you when NotJah puts out a new video. His videos are freaking awesome. Much love to NotJah Witness. Much love to
that's a great outro.
Diana, to Kimberly, and Nadine, my wife.
And to everyone else that joined us through the night, thank you very much. I really appreciate all the fun. I'm going to shut it down, so we'll say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.